Hey guys, what is going on? It's your boy PeytStrick Collector here, and today I know it's been a while. I've been absent on my channel just because things in my life, school just started for me, and yeah, and now I have the time to show some of the figures that I haven't talked about on my channel because of my absence, and we'll get into it. Now there has been a lot of figures out there that they have announced and released, and I'm super excited for a lot of them. But yeah, let's get into it right now. So. I just want to thank PeytStrick for being here and some other people who just joined, I believe. And it's going to be a fun night. It's going to be a fun night talking about figures. And maybe, possibly, we might have some other people joining in. So we'll see. We'll see if they have time to join in. And yeah, let's get the party started. Let me just share my screen real quick. We'll start with the first figure. All right. All right. The first figure that we're going to be talking about tonight is Iron Patriot. Now, a lot of people were just waiting for this figure to be announced. Released. A lot of people were just like waiting. There's a lot of endgame figures out there that are we're still trying to get. It's a nightmare. Oh, am I going now? Okay, there we go. Now I just plugged in my mic. So, yeah, like I said, there's a lot of endgame figures that we haven't gotten yet from Hot Toys. You know, they're still announced. We haven't got any releases. We still have Captain Marvel. We still have Loki. We still have 2012 Captain America, and Battle Damage Iron Man. We still have that, and think of one more. I think that's it. Is that it? I might be blanking out here. But let me just get to the chat. We got JB. What's up, JB? Mr. JB. PeytStrick always here, man. What's up, PeytStrick? Anyways, yeah. So I'm really excited for this figure. I don't know about you guys. I'm not getting it just because the price point is just a little too high for me. I do wish that one day, if I get the money, then I'll buy it. But right now, it's just I'm not into it because of the color palette. It's a little too toyetic for me. I know a lot of people love this figure. A lot of people really want this. I know Brother Cousins was, planning on getting this figure. But for me personally, I don't see it in my collection unless we get a black and gold. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, look who just came in. Comics, what's up, Comics? I know it's long time no see. Lane Kramer, I haven't seen you in a while. Well, I mean, I've seen you in other live streams, but I haven't seen you in my live streams in a while. Yo, Lane, I'm doing good, man. It's been pretty busy for me, but overall pretty good. How about you, Lane? Can't wait to see your comment on that. But yeah, overall, I think this figure it looks great. It's a little too big for me in the collection. The one thing I love about this figure is the guns. The guns on top of his machine, him. It's just really good. It's amazing. Now I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to improve the money for. I mean, not money, but they're trying to improve the rates for this Rocket figure because Rocket was and him, Iron Patriot, them in that scene together for that 4 second scene. Just people loved it, and people actually want to recreate that scene in their collection. But for me personally, I'm not getting that. I just I think this is the most expensive 1/6 scale figure out there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Without a vehicle, just the figure alone. This is the most expensive diecast 1/6 scale figure that we have gotten so far, and I'm not spending that 530 shipped to the door here. I think I'm going to play the long game for this one. I'm just not in it. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments, in the live chat if you guys think if I'm crazy or not. But the price point is just too much for me. I just can't get it. Yeah. So, but we're gonna go through these pictures. And let me just go through the comments. So, did you end up getting any clones? If so, how many? How many? And which ones? Comics. I don't have the money to buy clones. I just cannot fall into that trap. The only clones that I have currently in my collection or getting is Rex, and I have Cody in my collection. Those are the only clones I have. Unless I'm only buying captains and just the main clones. I'm not buying. I'm not planning to buy the 501st Troopers or the Coruscant Guards. I'm just not into that. I mean, I am into it obviously, but I don't have the money for that. I just financially I just can't. Um, Make way for the 1/6 queen. Oh, hi, KG. Hello, Mrs. JB in the house. Finally, you're here. Let's see what Lane says. I've been doing pretty. Okay, I'm super excited for the Iron Patriot, but the guns won't fit in my detail. He gonna be with my Midas, Iron Man, and Rescue I got coming. Yeah, that's gonna be a sick display, especially if the Rescue and the Iron Man 8 Mark 85. It's gonna be a pretty sick display. But I do think it will fit. I really think they will fit. But if you say they won't, I guess because I don't know much about it. So, but yeah, I think it will fit. I think it's right now the most expensive minus vehicles. Exactly, Lane. I think this is the most expensive, not even diecast, but just figures in general for 1/6 scale. Lane, let me tell you something. This figure is going to hit free shipping. And I think they overproduced this figure because it's an Iron Man figure. You know, the Asian market loves Iron Man. They love Robert Downey Jr. They even love Don Cheadle as War Machine. Anything that's Iron Man related. This is overly produced. And I think I'm going to call it right here in the next 6 months or a year, this guy will hit free shipping and maybe a 10% or 20% off. I'm gonna wait for that, and if I see that, I will be buying it. I think I will. I just have to see where I'm at, in the future. I do kind of want this in my collection. It's just that price point, and I just don't need it right now in my endgame collection. But who knows? My opinions might change over time. Everybody does, right? So, let's see. You want the 12 whatever's to go with the dark. Well, here's the thing, like I don't have Dark Side Anakin, so there's no point in me getting it. So I'm actually kind of glad I don't, because I don't have to spend that much money. But I've seen that. I've actually seen that. I've seen a guy on Instagram on Facebook having that like 14 or 15 of them. That's beautiful. I mean, if you're collecting only those, all power to you. That's pretty cool. Max Geekdom. Okay, guys, let me tell you something. Max Geekdom is trying to, I think he just created his channel. Make sure you guys go check his channel out, because I know, I think it was, I believe it was last night's stream. He's trying to, get his channel out there. So make sure you guys go subscribe to Max Geekdom. So there you go. KG Collector. Oh well, I already got him PO'd, but I used $135 off on points and shipping when I did. Well, there you go. I don't think it's that bad. But I honestly think that, Iron Man figures like the Mark 50 he's gonna sit for a while, guys. I'm telling you, Iron Man figures are not the way to go. They're gonna sit for a while, like a long time. I'm talking 2-3 years. Maybe I'm pushing it, but look at the friggin' Mark 50. That thing is still there. I just don't see it, because think about it. This specific suit wasn't in the movie for that long. Like, I only for like under a minute. I mean, this figure will sit. This figure will sit. This figure will definitely sit in Sideshow's website for a very long time, and also Big Bag Toy Store, which I think I'll buy mine from Big Bag Toy Store because the $4 shipping is pretty nice. But we'll see what Sideshow brings us. PeytStrick. Even the all gold Iron Man is still in stock. They've always made plenty of Iron Man figures. That's true, PeytStrick. I know a lot of people saying, "Oh, this is going to sell." And it's going to be the biggest Iron Man. It's going to be Grail. It's in stock and it's free shipping. It's not even been a year yet. So there you go. Yeah, I have to. Why I had that thought. Okay. I don't know what you mean by that. Max Geek. Damn, man. KG Collector. Oh, thanks, man. No worries, man. Same here. I'll wait for him to go a little down. This is going to stay in stock for sure. Exactly, Mrs. JB. He is going to sit for a very long time. Now, the head sculpt. Let me go through the pictures actually, because the head sculpt actually looks pretty good. I know a lot of people don't like it. I find the eyes really creepy. But after seeing Justin's collections video, I think it looks amazing. It definitely looks really, really good. In some angles it doesn't look like Don Cheadle, but in others it does. I just think this figure is beautiful, but I just don't love the color. I think if they would have sticked with the black and gray, I would have been like 100% on it. But with the red and blue, I get it. He's representing America. But for me personally, I just don't see the value in it. I think this figure will definitely sit on Sachi's website. Like I keep saying, it's going to sit on Sachi's website for a very, very long time. There's no point in getting this figure right now. And plus, guys, we're going to talk about something that Hot Toys teased on Friday or Thursday, whenever you guys, wherever you guys are. But I'm pretty excited for that. Lane, this figure I got FOMO'd for, and I regret a little is the Venom figure. Lane, we're gonna be talking about the Venom figure. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about the Venom figure. I just PO'd him without knowing exactly what I was gonna get. The Iron Patriot. No, that's true. I mean, this figure, when I first saw Endgame, I really thought that War Machine was gonna be a big character, but they treated Hulk, they treated War Machine, and some other characters I can't even I vaguely I just can't remember. But those two specific characters were just they weren't that exciting, you know. I mean, look at the I believe the other War Machine from Endgame. That thing is free shipping, guys. That thing is free shipping. It's hit free shipping, and it's not going anywhere. So, guys, there's no reason for you to have FOMO for this figure. There's no reason. So don't worry about it. This figure will sit for a very long time. I keep saying. I know it might annoy you guys a little, but just want to get that point across. JB Collection, are you getting to Tumblr? Wait, the Tumblr or perhaps the DeLorean? Oh, they're making the DeLorean, guys. Have you guys seen those leaked? Not leaked images, but they actually in Toy Sapiens. They're making the DeLorean from Back to the Future 3, so that's pretty cool. If it was War Machine Mark 7, yeah, would be more likely to get exactly. Doc Smizzle, finally. I think this is the first time you actually got in my live stream. This is pretty cool. What's up, Doc? No, I meant the Venom. I was not sure what I would put him with. No, he going Sinister Six with Mysterio. I got PO'd and eventually 2020 miles in the classic Spider-Man setup. Lane, you have this is the best display right here for Marvel Spider-Man. I mean, this is something that I've been actually. We're gonna get into it, but Venom, there's a reason why I pre-ordered Venom. There's two reasons. But we'll get to once we see Venom in the different figures that we have here. But let's keep going through these photos, and let's keep talking about this figure. So as you can see, we do have Rescue here. We do have Rocket. We do have obviously the main figure here, Iron Patriot, Star-Lord, the Falcon from Civil War, and Ant-Man with the really creepy head sculpt, and the Mark 85. This is a sick display. It's a really cool display. If you have a Maju case and if you want to recreate this scene, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are collecting the Endgame and just only collecting Marvel really want to recreate that scene from Endgame towards the end, the final battle where Cap goes, Avengers Assemble. That, I'm telling you guys right now, when I was in the theaters, it was like a rock concert. I'm telling you, it was a rock concert. Everybody was screaming when he said Avengers Assemble. That was the first time he actually said it. He actually teased it. They actually teased when he said Avengers. He didn't say the assemble part at the end of Age of Ultron. So this is a big deal for many people. So I know a lot of people that actually want to recreate this scene to feel that nostalgic, feeling. So I really think that this figure is on everybody's list when it comes to recreating scenes. This will be kind of good recreating scene once we get the Battle Damage Iron Man, recreating that sad scene that we see at the end. But yeah, for me, not in it yet. I just don't like the price for it. The price is just over, my budget. But for many of you who are getting it, I'm not. Like I said, I'm not. I don't like this figure. I love this figure. It's just the price. The price point is hitting me. It's just hitting me. So I'm not getting it yet until it hits free shipping and some 20 or 30% off. And guys, there are some people in the aftermarket will sell it for under retail. So there you go. We've seen a lot of Iron Man figures like the Mark 50. I've actually found one on eBay for like $300 shipped, and I think that went by like this. So guys, there's deals out there. There are deals out there. So don't worry about that. But let's get to these comments. Oh wait, I missed Doc Smizzle's last comment here. Oh wait, no wait. Yeah. I like the colors and may end up getting sometime in 2022 or even 2023. I am waiting to see what the BTD at this point. Doc, that's a great strategy to do because honestly, it's Sorry about that, guys. I actually had a problem. My MacBook keeps doing this where I swipe to the left and it exits me out. So don't worry, I'm still here. Sorry about that. But yeah. So let me share the screen here again. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, like I said, for many people who are getting this figure, it's going to be a great display, a great display. But yeah, so I'm not getting it. Just that 469 price, just too much. But it will be pretty good display to have this in the detail with Rocket. So yep, KG. Oh wait, GB collection. KG, do you think we're getting two DeLoreans or is it just one with the swipe out accessories? JB, actually, after Aries' live stream, we were talking about that because we just found out that that was actually in Toy Sapiens, and I think it was Brother Cousins or somebody in the live stream that said that we might be getting a DeLorean with different accessories for different movies, like different versions of the DeLorean, like the hover DeLorean and the season, season I was about to say season three, part three of Back to the Future, and just the OG part one. So if they do that, that will be the ultimate DeLorean. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't think so. I don't think Hot Toys is that generous nowadays. So, would it be cool? Of course, it would always be cool to have a DeLorean with different swap out parts for different movies. I think a lot. If that were to happen, I think a lot of people would buy multiple versions of that because they want to recreate three different versions. So there you go. And yes, Lane, I disappeared. Of course, Thanos snapped me out of existence, and I came back 5 years later. Yeah. Lane, draft my plan to take over the stream. Almost came past to darn. KG failed again. Foiled again. Oh, yeah, man. But yeah, so Iron Patriot, great figure, great release. I'm not in yet until they hit free shipping. So let's get to the next figure because I know I've talked a lot. So yeah, let me just stop streaming here. Stop streaming. And let me share my screen again with a different tab this time. Let's see here. Which one do I want to show again? I think it's this one, right? Oh wait, no. Oh, that's the same one. My bad, guys. Let me actually cancel these out so then I know which one. Guys, I'm getting used to StreamYard, so this is like pretty new to me. So bear with me, guys. Um, I know the first time I did it, it was pretty tough, but I'm still getting used to it. Um, Share screen. All right, you guys know what time it is. It is Venom. Now, Lane, let me tell you something. This figure, if people who are people that are just sleeping on this figure are, I'm sorry, but what are you doing? I know a lot of people are waiting for the other version of Venom from the other Venom 2 movie because a lot of people are speculating that, oh, he's gonna have the symbol, right? So I'm just gonna wait for that. But why? Why do that? I mean, because this figure right now, this Venom figure is a beauty, guys. I'm telling you. Venom, the first Venom movie, I actually rewatched it last night. I don't think it's a bad film. Do I think it's a great film? Obviously not. There's definitely a lot of, you know, errors in that film. But do I love Venom in that movie? Absolutely. I love Venom. I know a lot of people don't like the comedy in it when it comes to Venom, but personally, me, I think that, you know, Venom is one of those characters where you just have to have. If you're a Marvel fan, this is a must have because think about it. When will we ever get another Venom? I don't think in a while. I mean, we're gonna get a lot of Venomized stuff. I think the next one will be like Venomized Deadpool, Venomized Mandalorian. I mean, we're getting a lot of Venomized stuff. I mean, they've actually kind of stopped for a bit, but we're getting a lot of them now. Hot Toys seems like they're following sort of like the Hasbro route where they're making different lines, creativity and things like that. But honestly, guys, this figure is a beauty, and people who are missing out on this are crazy. Crazy. I'm telling you. This figure comes with a lot. Yes, it does suck that it doesn't come with the Eddie Brock half face. That would have been really, really cool. I actually would have thought that they would actually make that as a special edition bonus where they're actually going to give us that half thing, half face, half heavy Eddie Brock, and half Venom. That would have been a worth it, special edition. But I don't understand why they give us these other, stuff, Venom, small little Venom stuff. But yeah, this is really amazing, guys. I'm so excited for this figure. Now, something that I'm not excited about this figure. One thing is if you guys have seen a couple of videos like Jedi Patrol's 6 scale reviews and SixScaleMafia's review, all of them have a problem with the peeling of that vinyl or slimy part around the leg area, and it's starting to peel around the leg area, and that really scares me because I felt that they're cheaping out on this one, and they're gonna give us like that Mando effect where they're gonna give us the first one, it's all right, but then the second one is even much better without those problems. Because guys, Hot Toys has done this before, where they release something really early because they know they're gonna make a second one, and once they make that second one, a lot of people are gonna be pissed. I really hope that mine doesn't come before the movie comes out, because if the movie does come out, I might be like this close into canceling it. But I want a Venom in my collection really like right now, so I might actually keep this until the new one comes out and see what's different. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in the movie. But this figure just blew me away, guys. It blew me away in the final the prototype, and it also blew me away in the final product. It looks just like the prototype. It looks amazing. Are there flaws? Obviously, every figure has a flaw. No figure is perfect. But I mean, it's Venom, guys. It's Venom. What can I tell you? It is Venom. It's something that a lot of people really want in their collection. I really think that this figure will go so well with Mysterio, himself as well. One day, hopefully, with Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Electro, and hopefully a Vulture if we get a Vulture in the movie. Sandman. Any of the Sinister Six members, guys. I'm telling you, Spidey villains are like the top tier villains of any villain out there. I'm sorry, I get a Darth Vader and everything like that, but for me personally, I think the Sinister Six is one of the top tier villains in anything. I'm sorry, I know it's pushing it, but I think so. I think that's the case. So let me get through these chats. I know I've missed some. Let's see. Which one was it? I actually want to go to Max's because Max actually said something. It's very expensive in Australia. I know a lot. I've been hearing, Justin's collection has been paying double the price when it comes to reviewing things. So that's unfortunate. Lane Kramer, could you click there? Ha ha. Sometimes if you get a StreamYard down, I will have to stream with ya. Now I got a camera and mic. Lane, I know because I think it was Paradox's nerd stream, or was it Optical stream that you came in and you did that funny laugh thing? That was pretty funny. But yeah, that'd be pretty funny if you just come in and just do that cat or meow thing, whatever you did. But that was pretty fun. I was laughing really hard. PeytStrick, Venom was a remarkable film in my opinion. PeytStrick, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I think it was a good film. I just don't think it was like Shang-Chi, level, or Endgame level, obviously, but that's different. That's a different movie. But like, I'm talking about like standalone films. But yeah, I think it's a really good film. I mean, a good film. Let's see here. They are bringing. Am I showing the comment? I think I am. They are bringing in Shriek in the sequel with Carnage. Yes, they are. Shriek is one of those interesting characters that I don't know much about. I know that she is invested in Carnage, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. She is definitely a character that a lot a lot of people really like in the comic books. So I would love to get to know the character even more. Let's see if my comments actually. Okay, they do pull up. Okay, good. I just want to make sure that my comments do pull up. Um, let's see here. Yeah, so I love the 3-head sculpts with it, but man, it's expensive of 305. Actually, Lane only comes with 2-head sculpts, but it would have been really great if it came with 3. But yes, it is expensive. It's the expensive figure. But you have to realize, Lane, is that they're making a new body. They're making a new body for this figure. It's everything's new, nothing's reused. So the price is going to be high. The price is going to be high, and a lot of people are going to be mad about that. But I mean, you're paying for the look for it. So let's see here. What else is here? Wrong. Death Trooper figures have no flaws. Death Troopers, they kind of do because of that rubber sort of. I'm talking about like, okay, flaws as to materials. Like, that figure, if you bend it, that rubber material, I'm kind of afraid if I was gonna buy that figure, Lane, but I was a little scared of that rubber, meeting the other rubber and sticking to itself. That's scary. Let's see here. Who do we have here? You can see me in Greek Geek stream each week. Will Foxification, what's up, man? Oh my God, I'm so glad you're here. People like Will Foxification are sleeping on that Venom figure and waiting for the movie. Look, Lane, look, Doc. People are, some people are just really scared of the idea of getting hit, like what happened to Mando, and I do get it. I understand it. But Lane, Will, you're gonna wait 2 years for that Venom. I think if you have this Venom right now, you would enjoy it, and until you get closer and closer to that release date, sell it. Simple as that. But then again, it's your money. Yeah, Cam, I'm so excited that Will's here. Let's see. More heads is always better. Yes, it is, Optical. Yes, it is. Didn't see you came in. Let's see. Young Wars are already imploding, going to 2 weeks. Wow. Oh, Den Lee's here. Yo, KG and Chat Squad. I just wanted to stop in and say hi. Gotta get some dinner, and we'll catch up in the show. Danny, thanks for coming in this quick. I really appreciate you, Danny. Really appreciate it. Let's see. I think I missed a couple. I don't know why I went all the way down there. Haha, I'm in the back room, but KG won't let me in. Oh shoot! I'm so sorry, man. Hold on. I can't see because I'm doing that half screen. But let me let you in.
Hilarious. I
am so sorry, Will. I'm half screening, so I can't see the bottom of who's coming.
Nah, dude, it's totally cool. I was just like, I'm gonna keep chatting until he sees me. I'm just gonna keep chatting in the chat.
I really appreciate you coming in and having the time. I know you're busy with Optical.
Yeah, I can't stay for too long, but I wanted to come and offer my support and talk about whatever you want me to talk about for the next like 15 to 20 minutes, dude.
I really appreciate you. And if you want to come back in, I think I'll be here until, let's see, here maybe for another 2-3 hours. So if you want to come back in,
you're streaming late tonight.
Yeah, well, here I'm in California, so it's
a
little early. I know there. You're in Virginia, right?
I'm in Maryland, very close to Virginia. Yeah, so yeah, dude, it's like 10 o'clock here at night. So
oh wow,
yeah, because Optical and I are about to start streaming. I think we're gonna play Call of Duty, so that's gonna be. I think we're gonna be pretty awful at it. So
I'm. Let me tell you something. Well, I'm awful at video games. That's why I sold my PS4. I'm just not. I'm not there. I'm not a pro gamer, so I'm with you there. But what do you think about this figure, Will?
Dude, I hear what you guys are saying. Optical and I feel like are in the same boat about this. Dude, I've been talking to Justin about this figure so much because he said at this point he wants me to miss out on it just so like he can say like I told you so. But the way that I've kind of approached it is that I feel like I want to see Venom 2. It comes out October 1st. It's like 2 weeks away. Let's see what happens when it comes out. You probably saw, this isn't really a spoiler, I don't think, but that leaked photo of Tom Hardy wearing the Spider-Man No Way Home hat. So yeah, so that's a hat from the production crew. So like he was either on set or I heard there is a post-credit scene. I don't know what's in it, but they said it's definitely worth it. So I'm thinking sometime soon, either he's going to the MCU or Tom Holland's going to appear in a film with Venom. So the spider symbol, guys, it might not be this film. It's going to be eventually. So if you really want to hold out, I get what you're saying, KG. Like for me, it's totally true. Like if you want something now, then you should get it. But
Right.
if you don't really need a Venom, but you just want a Venom, then I'm happy to wait because there's also a third option, no Venom. Like unless you love Venom and you really need a figure, then I'd say go and buy this one because it's an incredible figure, no doubt about it. But
Yeah.
for me, I'm happy to hold out and see what the second film at least offers us before I dive into this one because I don't want to get Beskar Mando'd again. That's my only
Right.
thing.
That's true, man. Yeah, I was super bummed out when the new Mando came out, and I regretted getting that figure. But I'm enjoying that Mando, and that figure's coming out in 2 years, and I don't see the point in getting it now. Now with Marvel coming back in the game, so
Yeah.
you just never know what's coming out with Marvel. And this figure, I had to get it just because as a kid, Venom was
Mhm.
my top tier villain with Mysterio,
Yeah.
and with Carnage as well. And we'll talk about Carnage later on in the live stream. But
Mm.
yeah, this figure looks great. Now I don't know if you know, but there is a problem with this figure where there is peeling around the leg
Yes.
area. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I did see that. I
Um,
heard you got to be really careful articulating it. It was Six Scale Mafia Anthony in the chat. I saw that happen to him.
yeah, I saw
I
that
don't know if
too.
it happened to Justin or not. I don't think so, but I've seen some other people talk about it. So yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely have seen it. So do you see with Carnage? It looks like he has visible joints. It looked like to me.
Yeah, no, he does. Yeah, he does, and that figure looks amazing.
Yeah.
The red really pops, and it really reminds me of that statue that we saw in Sideshow Con with Carnage. That was a really good statue.
Yeah.
But yeah, this figure looks great. Now I'm a little concerned about this one because I really hope I don't get this figure before the movie comes out because I have a feeling that if we don't get the symbol, I feel that we're gonna get a Tom Hardy Headschool with half portrait.
Exactly.
But there's always a way, you can just buy it spare on eBay and then just plug it in on that one. You could do that too. But there's always a way they're gonna improve on these figures, like they did with the Mando. And I really hope they don't do like the comparison what they did with the other Mandalorian. Like, oh, look at this
Right.
Mandalorian, look at the other Mandalorian, it's awfully better. That really
Yeah.
pissed me off.
It really pissed me off too.
Yeah, it's not a good look for them. But yeah, and yeah, I can see Six Scale Mafia in the chat. What's up, Six Scale Mafia? Manafort Collectibles in here as well. Popsick is in the house. What's up, Popsick? Optical
KG.
up.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So Six Scale Mafia, he asked me. He said he's willing to hop on if you want another to hop on.
Oh, sure, yeah. Let
I
me
can send him the
link.
link too, because the one you sent me, I think I can send him that one, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can send
Okay,
me
that
one.
might work.
Yeah.
I'm sending it out. Not to have people hijack your stream or anything. I just
No,
didn't
no,
know.
of course, no. Let him in. And if Optical wants to join, he can join too. I know he actually invited me to join a live stream, but I couldn't do it that time. So if Optical, if you
Oh,
want to hop on for a bit.
dude, you're gonna be on mine tomorrow, right?
Yeah, of course,
Yeah,
man.
it's gonna be
Yeah, so
fun.
it'll be 4 o'clock here. In
Yeah,
7 there, right? Okay, yeah, I can.
yeah, it's 7 because you're in Cali, so about 3 hours behind, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I
yeah.
can't wait, man. It's gonna be fun.
Hmm.
But what do you think about the price? Do you think the price is fair, or do you think it's a little over the board?
I think it's fair, but it's a big pill to swallow. I feel like I think it's fair, but
Yeah,
it's $400. So like for me, you got to really love Venom. He's a big boy. I mean, I think he's like 14 inches tall, so he's a big figure. He
he's
comes with the
15.
tendrils, 15.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he's a big figure. Like he's damn near Thanos height. So like that,
yeah,
he's a pretty big boy. So he does come with 2 head sculpts. He comes with swappable tongues. He comes with the tendrils on the back. Like he comes with like a symbiote sword. They didn't even. I guess he wielded it kind of in the film with Riot, and he destroyed the
yeah,
rocket.
yeah.
The hand, the arm. So like, there's a lot of accessories here. Like, and it's a big figure. I would have been probably more happy around 350, but I think this is fair. I don't think it's like absolutely outrageous by any stretch. It's a great looking figure. I want to see the film on October 1st. I'm going to see it that
Yeah.
Thursday night. So I guess it would be September 31st. So
September 31st. Yeah, basically, I know you go on the Thursday night.
I go on Thursday nights. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I wish I can, but school has got me in, so I can't do
Right.
that.
Yeah. It's tough, man.
But yeah, are you okay with the runtime for the film? I'm kind of just concerned about that. The runtime is
Yeah.
90 minutes.
Yeah. I'm a little concerned about it too. 90 minutes is short, but you probably saw the buzz is crazy good right now.
Oh my
So
God, I've just been
yeah.
hearing 5 out of 5. Oh, it's one of the best top tier standalone films. Or yeah.
Which is very surprising because to me, KG, the first one was very underwhelming. I didn't like it that much.
Yeah, the first one was underwhelming, but there are really great scenes in there.
Oh yeah, no
Tom
doubt.
Hardy, Tom Hardy is Eddie Brock. I think he plays the character with spirit, and he really just shows off the character. And I know he emphasizes a lot about his love for the character and meeting with Tom Holland. And I don't know if you heard, but I've been hearing a lot of rumors about the end credit scene of them mashing up the multiverse and things like that. But there was a leaked recorder. It was not showing the scene, but it was taking the time in between Far From Home, like where Spidey's what's it called? His name gets revealed, right, by Mysterio.
Yeah.
And then Venom comes. He goes like, he looks tasty. What do you think, Eddie? And it ends off.
Yeah.
So I think that's real because there's a dialogue where J. Jonah Jameson, like, apparently he's from Queens, New York, and we haven't actually heard that in Far From Home. So I'm thinking that's actually a legit credit scene. That could also be it. Also, and then again, you could be waiting for the spider symbol. I know a lot of people are like spider symbol, spider symbol, spider symbol.
Right.
I do get it. But this is a Venom that we have like right now, and
I get
you
it.
can enjoy this right now.
Totally fair.
But then again, it's everybody's money. It's your money, Will, and yeah.
It's such a tricky balance because I don't like renting figures. That's the problem, you know? Like, I could have a Venom for 2 years, but do I need a Venom for 2 years? Am I willing to lose 30, 40% on my figure?
Right.
You know, and then wait for the new one to come out, which I try to not, I try to be looking ahead to the future when I can. So Hot Toys released this early for a reason. The reason being because they want to work on Venom 2 and announce that one, get it out like they did with Best Mando Season 2.
Right.
So something is obviously better about the second one that we don't know yet. So
right.
They're getting this one out for a reason. So I would like the superior figure. And there's always going to be a superior figure, but you find the one you're happy with, right?
That's true. Yeah. I know a lot of people, I get it. Hot Toys is a really expensive toy company. And, you know, my first experience or my first reaction to a Hot Toy figure was way back in 2012 when the first Avengers came out.
Right.
And I was like 8 years old. And that movie was just, as a kid, I really enjoyed it. It really...
I see the poster behind you.
Yeah, it's right there. And
Anthony and Optical are in the back room if you want to let them know. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, please let me know because I'm...
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry, I know you were on... no, I don't want to interrupt your story.
Let me just bring them up. Let's see where they are. Oh, there they are. There we go. And
there's Anthony.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hello, Optical. Hello.
Man, Optical. Look at that jersey. Look at that Spurs jersey.
Hey, man.
Oh,
Get ready for Kawhi.
All right, guys.
I had no idea you guys were doing anything. I was just watching. I just popped a loaded on
there we
YouTube,
go.
and I was like,
I'm so glad.
Now it's a party.
I'm
guys.
so glad.
But
let me know what you guys think about this figure. I know you guys have some other thoughts, and I've seen you guys' live streams. But what do you guys think of this figure so far?
I'll let Anthony go, man. He has it.
Hey, well, you know me, man. I got him right here. Actually,
oh hell
he's
yeah,
still sitting here.
Wow.
I did my review. You guys saw it.
Yeah, it's a really great review.
If nobody did, you can check it out. But yeah, I screwed up. I'm not gonna lie. You got to read the instructions, man. I love them, but it's really not that bad. I could show you briefly, like.
Yeah, let me actually full screen you.
All right, I'll try to like show it a little bit better.
Oh shoot, my bad.
You're good.
How do I full screen you? Oh wait,
there you go.
There you go. Like right. Can I show it? Can you even see it? Oh man,
not really.
It's hard to see. It's hard.
It's not bad. Like I can't even see where I screwed them up. But
yeah, no,
it's either hard, right here, or right here.
It would be very minor. It seems like.
Yeah, no, it's not because the thing is, his legs, they pop up or they're stock up like that, like a war machine, and then you bring them down. You see what I'm saying?
Even though it's not noticeable. It's just
and I didn't do that, and I was like posing them crazy. I was trying to make them jump in the air, give them like a Spider-Man pose. I was like, I'm just gonna.
Those poses are great, man. But you can't see it, but you just know it's there, and it just annoys you.
Yeah, now that I know it's there, it's one of those things.
It's not
like a tattoo cover up. It's like nobody else knows, but you know.
Yeah, but you know, and it annoys you. Yeah. It's a horrible feeling to feel. But Optical, what do you think about this, man?
I love it. But like Will, we've been talking about this every single day. We're just like, dude, we're gonna jump in now because we don't want to get mandoed out. Like, can you sell it? Sure, you could. I'd rather not sell any figure because this Venom, if the difference is just a Tom Hardy head sculpt, I can live with that. But if it's the symbol, I'd rather wait because here's the worst thing that could happen, right? So the movie comes out in a week. It has a symbol, then. Either you get this, people are going to say, well, you're going to wait for 2 years. well, there's a lot of things going to come out in 2 years, so
True.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Or if I don't want to wait 2 years, the price of this is going to come down. Have you seen Beskar Mando? Somebody selling on BST brand new for $250.
Right.
If I can pick this up
shipped
for like $320 or so, because some people are going to want the, some people are going to prepare for the spider. So if there is a spider symbol, some people are going to prepare for that and going to unload this, then I'm willing to scoop that up. Now, if there's no spider symbol, me and Will, we talked about it. Was like, all right, if there's no spider symbol towards the end, we're going to jump on this. By that time, it'll be, we're closer to sideshow release now, like local release. So we don't have to pay for, the Hong Kong prices or so. So either way, we kind of made sure that either we're going to get a spider symbol, or if we're going to pick it up, maybe we can save a little bit here and there. So.
Right. And 6Scale Review actually might said too that his actually peeled off too.
Yeah.
See, so again, you got to be careful. I mean,
I was gonna say real quick, I don't know, I forgot the name, but whoever took these photos right there.
Oh, CG Iraq, man.
Oh,
props, man. I wish we can figure out where we can buy all that symbiote.
Yes. I need to know.
Yeah, that would have been a cool. See, Anthony, maybe the second one comes with something like that.
Maybe. You know, I don't think he's gonna be Mandoed per se. Because they're gonna milk that for we're gonna get another 10 Mandos.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, and there's that 2-year wait period. Regardless if they do another Venom, but like, is he really gonna have a spider symbol? Like that's my thing. Like,
and Anthony, even if not, maybe we're waiting a little bit longer. Maybe there's a spider symbol in No Way Home. Maybe he shows up in No Way Home in like a multiverse type situation. Worst case, maybe in the game he has a spider symbol, but that game's not coming out till 23, so you're not getting that figure till 25. So,
it's 5 years away.
Yeah,
that's true. And if we're not going to get the symbol, we always have the video game, because I know that they're banking out with the Spider-Man video game, and that game, the new game, is going to have Venom. So people who are just whining about the symbol will get the symbol in that game. If we're not going to get the symbol for this version, there's that version too. So there's best of both worlds, I guess.
He's awesome.
Says it might come out on Venom too. So
maybe Manhunt's got some info.
We only gotta wait a week more. Oh, not a week more, maybe 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2
right?
weeks.
That's
2 weeks.
That's
but are they gonna do an identical thing? Like, are you gonna get all these? You know what I mean? Are they gonna just not have these?
Right.
That's the thing. It's they have to have something just other than
there has to be some
spider symbol.
Right.
The value of the first should they try to at least make them different. I feel like
I don't know about that, Will. With the reissue now, it's I don't know if they really revalue the first one, because look at Marty. They just added a dog. There's no value to the first Marty. So
man,
that's true.
So
that dog.
They always can. Even that Mando. I mean, they put in a head sculpt, but like really, if you didn't buy the Beskar Mando, would you even consider it now? Knowing that there's one with a head sculpt, is there?
I'm not picking them up.
You would totally get the new one. Yeah,
the new one.
So even with that Pram, there's really no value to that.
I mean, a Pedro head sculpt is worth a lot more than a Pram.
Yeah,
Yep.
But are people going to oppose him with the head sculpt, or are you guys?
I'm not. I would not. If I have two versions, why not have one helmet and one?
Yeah, sure. I could see it that way.
Yeah, but
some people aren't hardcore collectors, right? And they're going to pick up like their one Mando, or like you're saying, maybe their one Venom.
Yeah. No, I definitely.
For me, the head sculpt stays in the box, but that's just me.
Yeah,
same here.
So I get what you mean.
There was a tease on Friday, and a lot of people were really, really excited for this one, especially me as a huge Venom fan. One of my other favorite symbiotes is Carnage.
Yeah.
And I am excited for this one. A lot of people were just like, oh, they're going to release it because they did the same thing with Shazam or these other things, because with these little teases. I don't see that happening for this one, guys.
No. They're going to
I don't think they would have teased it right now. Yeah. Right when the movie's about to premiere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
they're going to make this.
Yeah.
And they're probably just reusing the Venom body.
I was about to say, they got to make use of that engineering body, that tooling of that body.
Maybe not optical, because actually maybe not, because it does have visible joints, supposedly. You can hardly see it, but
it's there. It's around the arm joint. Yeah, it's right there. I don't think they're going to reuse it, because Carnage in the comic books and also in the film is very skinnier compared to Venom. And even in the film, in the trailers, he looks much skinnier than Venom. So I think this is going to be a newly developed body again, and we're probably going to see that $400 price tag with this one. I don't see it being reused just because they're
maybe that
different
makes
body
sense.
proportioned. But do you guys think we're gonna get a Woody Harrelson head sculpt for this one, or
I doubt it. Yeah.
no? Oh, okay.
I don't think you need it. You know,
You don't need it.
because
No,
it wouldn't
agree.
look right with the Carnage body and a Woody head. Like I don't think that would.
Well,
Look
no,
right.
I'm not saying like just the fully head sculpt, but I'm saying like half face.
Oh yeah, maybe a half. Yeah,
That'd be pretty cool.
I think they didn't do it
Maybe.
with this Venom, so
Yeah, they might do it for Venom too.
they
but
for like the second Carnage maybe. But
I think that would be a good like if you're gonna make a Venom 2 figure and it's the exact same body, no symbol. Like I think something to make it different would be like a half head sculpt, like maybe a transitioning head sculpt, like KG was mentioning, to preserve the value of the first one, but also make the second one valuable too. And maybe the second one you have, like Justin made a good point. Maybe with the second one you get the tongue head sculpt, but you don't get the teeth one, the smiling one. Oh, KG left his own.
I love
stream.
the fact that the person who's streaming left us. So, does he have monetization yet? So we can just hijack.
Yeah, can we like ban him from his own?
Right.
Stream? There he is.
I'm sorry. Like I
Welcome
said
back.
before, my MacBook has this thing where if I swipe to the left, it'll exit me out. So my bad.
KG, I did that once. I tried to end a stream and left the studio and like left everyone. Remember that Optical?
I've done it. I've done it too.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
See, and
Oh,
instead
man.
of clicking
It
end
happens.
live stream, I clicked leave studio and I left. Everyone was in here except for me. Optical was like,
wow. That's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so how many of you guys are buying this?
Day one.
Carnage. I think
Well,
I
for
would get a
me,
Carnage. I think Optical and I would probably both get a Carnage. Yeah.
Yeah, that one we don't have to worry about having.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's
And
no
here's the
sequel
thing,
after
I
this
don't-
one.
I don't even like the movie. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was
I don't
okay.
either.
Like
Yeah.
Venom was okay, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm from the early '90s, late '80s Spider-Man generation. Like I grew up reading every Wednesday. You gotta remember, Spider-Man was black suit for 6 years in the comics,
Really?
like
Wow.
real life years. Like
Wow.
you just didn't get a black and red suit. It was
That's
symbiote
crazy.
suit, 6 years straight, and then Amazing Spider-Man like 297, 298, 299, and then 300 was where Venom came. That was this whole arc right there. And then the suit was off and went on Eddie Brock. There's this whole history there that I grew up with and fell in love with. So the movie's okay. Like it's cool if you like it, and I think it's a cool movie, but it's so weird for me having a Venom movie that has nothing to do with Spider-Man.
Yeah. it is
The
weird.
origin's not there.
Yeah.
But still, I had to get Venom and I have to get Carnage because it's just that's part of everything I grew up with. So regardless, like he's day one.
Yeah, same here. I like I said, Carnage is as a kid, Carnage and Venom were my top 2 favorite villains, and also Mysterio. So Mysterio was a must-have as well. And it looks like we're going to be getting the same sort of accessories with Venom, but this is going to be a little more different just because it's pretty evident it's going to be red. I just don't see this guy lasting. I mean, like for instance, in the movie, I don't think he's gonna, expand his character. I think he's gonna die in the film.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I don't think he's going to, we're not gonna see.
No, because they're gonna have to set it up. They're gonna
You
set up
think
this
so?
whole thing with Spider-Man and introducing Venom, and then they're gonna have the Maximum Carnage story.
Oh,
Spider-Man,
Carnage
Venom
stays
team
around.
up. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like hopeful, but
That would be pretty cool, Anthony. Maybe a Spider-Man and Venom team up to fight
yeah.
Carnage.
Because by
Like,
then
that
he'll
would
be a
be-
little bit older. Tom
Right.
Holland, and they'll
Right.
evolve his character more.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna be
I
interesting
hope.
because I know in the comic books, they're doing it different now from the film, obviously. But in the comic books, what I know from the comic books is that Venom or Eddie Brock and Cletus Cassidy met in a prison cell, and Venom left a little specimen, and that came to become Carnage. And I don't know how they're gonna do it for this one. Once we get to see Spider-Man and with Venom and Carnage, that'd be a pretty cool film to have Carnage, Venom, and Spider-Man, because that would be like a comic book reader's
Yeah,
dream
and
come
Sony's
true.
not letting go of Spider-Man.
No,
So
they're
no,
not.
there's no way.
They're not. They're
No way.
not. There's no way. I mean, with the Spider-Verse, that the animated version, it's
Right.
yeah, there's no way. But yeah, I'm excited. Optical, are you getting this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I think it will play out too with the movie. Like Will says, Will's gonna
Right.
be my first guy because he always watches the movie, so
Yeah.
he would probably report back as like, all right, should we get this or not?
I will. I'll send you right in the theater. Right when the credits roll, I'm like, all right.
That's
I'm
all
gonna
we're
text
like
you.
waiting for. I told him, like, finish the end credits because you never know, he might show
Yeah.
up at the very end credits with a symbol on it. If he does, it's a
Yeah.
waiting game, and which kind of
Right.
sucks because I was telling him, I was like, man, we really wanted this Venom,
Right.
but we just don't want to get bamboozled.
Right.
So we were just
Right.
like, a part of me is hoping he doesn't have a symbol, so I can just get it over it and buy this. And then, as you know, a part of you can kind of like, oh man, I wish he does have the symbol, because that is the Venom. If he comes out with a symbol, you would buy that. So I don't really want to double dip on a Venom. That's something. That's a bad.
I don't think I need 2 Venoms.
Yeah.
You guys are in a good position though, as someone who doesn't own the figure, because he's technically not out yet, you know, in the States.
Right.
So you're gonna be able to see the movie. It's not that weird situation where you're like, am I gonna wait? And then he's sold out, and then you're like.
And the fact they moved it up 2 weeks is super helpful.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That worked out in our favor big time. But yeah, I'm with Optical. Like, I don't want to get bamboozled. Carnage, I'm more willing to take the dive on that one. I'd be like, okay, let's just go dive deep into that one and take Carnage, because I think even if he shows up again, like, Carnage is going to look like Carnage. I mean, so I don't think you're going to see.
There's no change for him.
And Venom, and like I told Optical, you weren't here listening to this, I don't think. Like, the other option is like just not having a Venom, and that's fine with me. Like, I would love to have a Venom, but I didn't like the film that much. I love the character, but if it sells out, it sells out. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. There's so many other figures coming out that I'll be fine. Like, statues, figures, like
Will says, when you buy that Venom, you're buying the character, not the movie.
Right.
So the ultimate character is the one with a symbol on it. You know, it's not a Venom representing the movie, because we all, maybe we just like the movie. We don't love the movie. I think everyone can say that, unless you're a massive Venom fan. But
I'm a massive Venom fan.
But Anthony, but supposedly KG and I were talking. Supposedly the second Venom is getting a large amount of buzz. Like, people were saying it's really good.
Yeah.
So it's only 90 minutes though. KG's mentioned. I know I heard that too. That's really short. So, but people are saying it's got really good word of mouth right now. People are saying it's good.
Do you guys think the PG-13 rating is a good rating for the film? I mean, you're dealing with a character like Carnage. I
really
like
CR, but that's what they said. They said they really pushed the limits of PG-13 in this film.
That's what they said too. But I really wished it was rated R. I really wanted them to really dive in deep with the.
It's all about the money, man. It's all about the money.
I know.
Can you get in there? If it was rated R, you can't even get in.
That's a good point.
How would you want it to be rated R? You can't even get in.
Yeah, but there's some good PG-13 movies though that push it.
KG, I thought you were 18. You're not 18.
I'm 74 years old.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, you can get it. Don't even worry about it. You can buy other things too.
Yeah. So there's another figure that was announced, and this is probably it's not the most favorable figure. It's everybody thought that it was an okay figure. I have this on pre-order. It's the Hulk, and I know you guys are not a big fan of this version of the Hulk, but I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this one.
Who goes?
down to up. Or...
I got mine's real quick.
Go ahead.
I think the head sculpt's amazing. Hot Toys. This is like a 10 out of 10 for Hot Toys. I don't like this rendition. I don't like what they did to Hulk in the MCU.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a no-go. I've watched it. I know Dante's in here. I watched his review. I mean, this figure is amazing looking. If you like this figure, you like what they did with Hulk, yes. But not for me. Like I said, it's just I don't like what they did. But that's just because of reading comics forever. I was like, the way they kind of did this is a little bit different than I would have liked. But the figure's great.
Well, it's funny, Anthony. I'm totally with you. I couldn't tell Justin yet because he hadn't seen it. But Shang-Chi, he was saying Marvel typically does not revert things. I was like, you clearly have not seen Shang-Chi yet, because if you did, then you would know that they might be doing exactly that. Because I mean,
I haven't seen it either, but it's okay.
So here's the thing. It's an end credit scene. So there is an end credit scene in the film. And Optical, have you seen it or no?
No, that's fine.
Oh,
well, I'm gonna spoil it for you. But basically, there's an end credit scene where Mark Ruffalo is in it, and he is not Professor Hawk. So he is just Banner. So to me, I mean, I guess there still could be a Professor Hawk, but clearly, and this is like real time. This is like after Endgame, all that good stuff. He had his arm in a sling. So, and he was Bruce Banner. He was not Professor Hawk. So to me, maybe Marvel is thinking, because the general consensus, people do not like Professor Hawk, not just collectors. Like, fans did not really identify with the character that much. Like, because to me, like, I get it's a progression and it makes sense, but at the same time, you're taking away the most compelling aspect of the character. The most compelling aspect is his rage fits. Like, that's what Hawk is.
If they kept him like Ragnarok.
Yeah, Ragnarok would have been fine.
Would have been perfect, because he still had that mix. He's talking.
Yeah,
he's not full on, but he, like, you could take him out of Endgame, and in my opinion, and you wouldn't even know that he was there.
Besides the snap, I don't know who else would have done.
But yeah,
it,
besides the snap, well, that's like that's just their plot device. But other than that, right? Like he just wasn't there.
Yeah, I'm with you though. I really like the Headschool. I think this is a good looking figure. I just have no interest in it because of the character. But
yeah,
I want to hear what Optical thinks.
Yeah, with this one, it's so scene specific or movie specific that you need to have like a good end game cast to surround him. Because if this is your only Hulk, then it's bad. It's a bad representation of Hulk. Right. You need to have like end game characters around him. Now, if you do, the question is how long would can you stand this Hulk? Because I do have a bunch of end game behind me, and I might pick this up. I didn't pre-order this because I have a feeling this is one of those figures that if I don't get him, I'll survive. I'll my end game display would be fine. He's one of those figures where if he hits a certain price point, I'll get him. Let's say he's what, 375, hits maybe 280, 290. Maybe I'll get him. Yeah, maybe I'll get him. And I'm sure I'm not the only one thinking about this because he is not popular. So if he hits that certain point, I'll get him. If not, I'll move on. He's the head's like Anthony said, the head sculpt's really good. As a figure, he's great. But I have another Hulk, so there's no rush for me to get him.
And the thing too, real quick, I don't think he's not that S tier figure. So I think he's gonna be another Thanos in the sense that he will be discounted, and he'll get a free shipping. And when that happens, I think maybe then you want to grab him. If you're not worried about it, I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, I can think a bunch of figures that's going to happen to that, like on Endgame, him, Rescue, Iron Patriot. Those guys are going to sit like that. That is too spectacular before they can do those. Yeah, I can guarantee you. So there's no rush.
No rush.
And pick
the Endgame line, not just because of my bias. I think the one coming up that won't sit is Loki. I think that's the one people will want. Like Captain Marvel even might sit, even though people are excited for that one. But I think Loki and Battle Damage 85 will both not sit that long.
Right. Yeah, I think that Loki, it just came out from a really good film, and Avengers, that first Avengers movie, and a lot of people missed out on that first version. Yeah. And now people who are collecting, new collectors are coming in, and they have a second chance in getting that figure. So I really think that figure is going to be very popular, and I'm probably going to get one for myself because I really like that version of Loki. So yeah, I'll definitely get this. So for this version, this is my first Hulk. And I know Optical, I get it. But as a kid watching the first Avengers film, I really loved that film. I love the OG6. That's the reason why I'm getting him, is because of the OG6. I might not like him, but he completes my set. I do have the Hawk. I do have the Black Widow. I do have Cap, Iron Man, and Thor. Thor, I'm still waiting on. But from Endgame, I told myself in 2015 when the second version came out that I'll be waiting to like their definitive looks, or at least like their last time together. And I committed to that. And even though I don't like the way he was portrayed in these last two films, but for me personally, it's all about the team, and I just really don't care. Like Fat Thor, a lot of people saying, why would that for you? Your first figure as Fat Thor is disappointing, but for me personally, I don't really care because it's like their last time together. So I want that scene, or not scene, but I really want that sort of display of just those OG6 together for the last time. And I think this sculpt is 10, 20 times better than the prototype. That prototype looked like a gorilla. Yeah. I'm telling you, that prototype looked like a gorilla. I don't know what that was. But I personally like it. I think he looks better with the glasses, even better. Yeah, and I do have this on pre-order. I had the reason why I pre-ordered right away was because I got a $3 coupon and $24 gift card as well, and some things I can put it into it. So I bought it and pre-ordered anyway. So I can't wait to have this figure in the collection. And I do get your guys' points. It's not everybody's Hulk. It's not really technically mine, but it is Hulk for me. And I do hope one day. I personally loved the Incredible Hulk from 2008. I don't know about you guys, but that Hulk is like my favorite Hulk. I think that's Hulk when Hulk was Hulk. Yeah, that film, if Hot Toys can come to that license and get that license, I might have to sell. If I do get this figure by then, I might have to sell this figure right away and get that figure because I just love that version of Hulk from that film. But anyways, I know you guys have a live stream going on, but we're gonna keep going at it. Two figures.
KG, Optical and I do have to run.
Okay.
Because we're about to head off now and start doing our video game live stream.
That's
Oh,
fine.
nice.
We're gonna be adults today, so
Yeah. So we're doing Call it. I think we're playing Warzone, aren't we, Optical?
yeah.
Because last time we played The Last of Us, KG. I don't know if you saw that stream. We were getting murdered.
We didn't win a single round.
We didn't win a single game.
Embarrassing.
So tonight we're hoping to actually win one. So
Hopefully.
yeah. So, but dude, thank you so much for having me. At least I know
Of
Optical
course, man.
feels the same. Yeah.
And I just want to let everybody know that I do have Will and Optical 20's channels and Instagrams in the description below.
Oh, thank
Guys,
you.
check them out. And also have SixScaleMafia's Instagram and channel in the description
Yeah,
below.
appreciate
as well.
it.
So
Yeah, it's
check them
cool.
out,
I didn't
please.
know what you guys were up to, so I was just like, hey, you got room?
Yeah,
I'll
of
come on
course.
in and say hey. And
Yeah.
And Will and Optical, if you guys want to come back, please come back. I would love
Okay.
for you guys to come
Yeah.
back once you guys are done with the live stream. And thank you guys so much for coming.
Dude, thank
for
you.
having us, man.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man. And I don't know if Optical's gonna be on tomorrow night. Anthony, we might have to talk because I have a stream tomorrow night. So if you are free, I know KG is gonna be there. I still don't know what the topics are gonna be yet, to be honest. So
I'm free. I'm taking this is what I'm doing. I'm taking a break on the weekends. I'm not doing reviews. I'm just gonna, we do some streams. We could talk. Because I literally, that's what was happening. I literally was sitting here all day, and I'm like, am I gonna do this review? Am I gonna do this? I just kept thinking, and then I kept flipping on my phone, and then I literally did nothing all day. And I'm like, what time is it? And then I pull up YouTube again, and I see you guys. I was like, yeah, all right, let's see what's going on, man.
But yeah, thank you so much, KG, for having us, dude. Optical and I are gonna hop off. We're gonna play some Call of Duty.
Yeah, you guys have fun.
Vanguard or what?
We're gonna play. Was it Warzone? Because it's the free one.
Oh, okay. Because I know the beta's out on PC right now.
Yeah, because Anthony Optical was gonna get me to get Cold War, but I know Vanguard's coming out soon, so I was like, maybe we should wait.
Yeah,
So,
he doesn't want to fork out $60 because he has a $2,500 statue that's coming out.
He always gives me so much shit. I didn't want to pay for the PlayStation headphones either, and he was like, "Dude, you have a $2,500 statue."
Hey, when Vanguard's out, you guys want to play? I've been.
Oh, dude, absolutely.
Down too. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Dude,
Will's gonna suck though, but yeah,
we're both gonna suck Optical.
I don't suck. I was playing. You asked King Dingaling last night, so
all right, we're gonna find out tonight. So, all right, KG.
Wait,
Anthony. Thank you so much.
All right, bud. All right, guys. Yep. All right.
SixScaleMafia. You haven't seen this movie, have you?
Nah, I haven't watched it yet.
No. But what do you think of the figures? Do you think they're pretty cool, or do you plan on getting them?
Yeah, no. So I think they look phenomenal. For their likeness. I got to see the movie, right? Like everybody says it's great. If I like the movie, yeah, I'm gonna grab them.
Let me tell you, I'm gonna get a spoiler. You're gonna love the movie. I think so because it's my favorite standalone Marvel film right now. It's that good. And I think you're gonna love the villain even more than the actual character itself, Shang-Chi.
I hope so.
The villain. I don't know if you've seen some people, but they have been saying that the villain is their favorite in the film. Tony Lee Young. Are you familiar with the actor Tony Lee Young or?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I grew up watching a lot of the older Hong Kong cinema. So, like, while watching these trailers, I was seeing elements of that in there, and that's what originally turned me on, because he, it was like early 80s. He kind of disappeared in the comics. Right, he wasn't really around much then, but he hasn't been around in forever. So I thought this was a good opportunity to reintroduce the character,
right,
for audiences that have never heard of him, never seen him. It's just a good so that's what I'm hoping. It's a good stepping stone that's going to get us into our next MCU phase. Right.
Lane Kramer, do you have Instagram or a Facebook profile? Because I can get you a spot here if you want. Let me know, because I'm trying to find you on Instagram. I don't know if you have Instagram or not. This figure is great. I have this figure on pre-order right now currently. I'm waiting to get some more points and some rewards to get Wenwu, because there's a certain scene in the film. It's also in the trailers too, where they're breaking apart the rings.
Yeah,
that scene, that specific scene, or just that whole sequence it's just the best. I'm telling you right now. the theater was like a rock concert. People were screaming and cheering. It was crazy. You know, with some restrictions because of what we're dealing with right now. But it was great coming back to the movie theaters and feeling that. Yeah, I do have this figure on pre-order. The head sculpt looks great if this turns out the way it is in the final product. But do you have interest after? Let's say if you love the movie, are you going to be getting these figures?
Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure, 100%. If nothing else, to review them.
Mhm.
But if I really
Right.
like it, then they're staying in the collection.
Right. And are you a big poser? You don't really care about the material, or do you really like
No, I pose. I
you pose?
pose
You,
everything. I don't care if I, because they're mine. I don't plan on
right.
reselling them. I mean,
Right.
I've got figures that are 10 years old. They're still fine.
Right. Right. So
So
you're not.
it depends on how you handle them, I think, really.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're not that all worried about this digital printing suit on the figure, because I know it's sort of that Captain America sort of material where
Yeah,
they
yeah, it's that real tight outfit is what it
tight
looks
outfit.
like.
Exactly.
So he may not have very good ab crunch. That's my only
Nah,
concern.
I don't
The
think
arms, I
so.
think, are going to be okay,
Right.
just because they're not fully encased in it.
Right, right, right. And I've seen a lot of people actually complain about that, like, why do they go seamless? And I actually prefer the joints. I don't want to deal with the whole face and body torn, tearing up. I just don't want to deal with
Right.
that. I have the Wonder Woman figure, and that's my least favorite figure in the collection, just because she's always been a museum pose. Because I want to take care of my figures, because it's for me personally, it's like a one and done. Like once I get the figure, there's no way I can get a second one. So
Right.
I look at it in the long run. So I just don't want to feel like, oh, I ruined my
No,
figure
I
at the end
agree.
of the day,
They're these things aren't cheap.
They're not.
So,
They're
I
really
totally
expensive.
understand that. I mean, like Rise of Skywalker Ray so far has been holding up great. My Gladiator Thor I've had for a long time, and he's also seamless. I've had no problems. I just I don't aggressively pose them frequently.
Right,
For example,
right.
I'll get him
Uh,
in a good pose. Like his
yeah.
arms up right now, holding his sword on his shoulder, and
Mhm.
it's been there for 6 months, and it's fine.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's really great. Yeah, I've actually had no problems with my endgame cap. I've had him for like a month now. I haven't posed up for a little bit, like, really pushing the suit limits. I've had no problems with the suit actually sticking on itself. But that could be, due to weather conditions, because my
That's
room
huge.
is
Yeah, humidity
yeah,
and temperature are the biggest, because I think I see a lot of people's figures get just destroyed, and they're
right.
often in very humid
Yeah,
environments, and that's,
exactly.
I'm West Coast too, so it's just hot and dry here, and I keep everything
Yeah,
cool in my house, so I've had no. And I use
right.
303. I know some people do, some people don't, but I use the
Yeah.
303 protector, and every few months I just kind of, at this point it's like you spend a whole day doing it with all my figures, but you just
Right,
take
right.
time, maybe do a little bit of a repose, and they're great. I don't have any. I think the only figure I may have had some issues with was my first Avenger cap from
Right.
2012.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, this figure, I'm really excited for it. I think this is gonna be one of the most posable figures when it comes to Marvel figures in general. I don't think there's nothing really worried about. I just don't see the issue of people talking about, oh, it has to be seamless, and I prefer it to be the
Yeah,
way
I
it
don't
is
mind the
right now.
exposed joints at all.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and the price is amazing for it. I really thought that this figure is going to be around the 280, because we've been seeing Hot Toys with their price
Yeah,
range
they've been
around
slowly kind of going
285.
up.
They're slowly going up, but this is really well priced, and it's really, really fair. I don't know about you, but this is 250 is now the 235 figure price now. There's no we're going to get back to that 235 range again. Well, like, with the exception of Captain Peggy, or from the What If series.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but that's because the head sculpt doesn't involve a lot of detail, and probably that's why it's 235.
yeah. There's a lot
But
of that. Same with like the stormtroopers. I mean, most of them
yeah,
are 220,
right, right. To
230.
to make it a little more affordable for people that are, double sizing or triple sizing with different troopers. But I really hate the display. Not the base. They're going to that hexagonal, base. I don't know about you. Do you really like these types of bases that the Hots are doing?
Uh, I don't think Hot Toys ever does like really good bases unless they do like a diorama base, for example.
Right. Yeah.
However, some of the hexes are cool. For example, um, I got them right here, like the PS4 Spider-Mans. I like that they're hex because if
Right,
you're wanting to
yeah.
do something with the flight stands, you can just hex them all together and they're all real bunched up together. You got a couple in the air and they're kind of hidden because the guys in the front are not on stands. So you can kind of, you can kind of block the flight pole. And so sometimes I like the hex if you're going with if you go with a display that way.
Right. And they're not that all bad. I mean, when it comes to, I really prefer, because we're paying so much for these figures, I really want to do more of a diorama base. Like for instance, the Death Trooper from Rogue One, that base, something like that, I want them to, not something like over the board, but something that's well worth the money when we're paying for these figures, because
Yeah, I think most of the bases are not that great, to be honest.
they're not
To be
that
honest with you,
great.
yeah.
No.
Because you're right. We're putting in this money, and they're just. IG-11 has human footprints on the same sand base, Mandalore. It's like, come on, man, what are you doing?
It's just not proper. I'm sending Lane the actual invitation. I think I found him. If he wants to join, Lane, I just sent you the invitation. If this is you, come and join. And Mafia, if you can let me know, because my screen's half, so I can't see the bottom of who's coming in. So if you can let me know if he's here or not.
I can't tell either because I'm well, if he is, I can't tell.
Okay, well, Lane, let me know when you're here, okay? Then I will get you in. This figure's great. I pre-ordered this and can't wait to get it. But let's start with the next one, which is his father, I believe. Let's see. Oh, I think we got Lane here. There's Lane.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello, Lane. How are you? Oh, I think you're muted.
Your mic's down. Muted. Like the physical mic up on your headphones, unless you have a external one.
Are you guys hearing me now?
Yep. You're good now.
Yep.
Okay, hold on. While you guys, apparently you're not picking up actually my microphone. I'm not sure what's going on here. Hold on 1 second.
Sure. SixScaleMafia, what do you think of this figure?
I think he also looks great, but I don't have a, you know what I mean? I haven't seen the movie yet, so my excitement's not there. But I love the way he looks.
Yeah.
I just love the outfits. I love both of their outfits.
Yeah, it's a really great outfit. And one thing I like about this figure is that there's nothing to worry about. This is all fabric material, so there's nothing to worry about. This suit sort of reminds me of that Darth Maul Solo movie where he has like those pads around his sides, like you see it here. I don't think there's issues with it because I've had that figure posed up in crazy poses, and I have seen no problem. I think that's pleather. I don't know if that's pleather or not. Do you have that figure?
I Solo Maul. Yeah, I have Solo Maul.
Yeah, he's a great figure.
Yeah, no, he's really good. I actually, somewhere right over here, I have his head. Because I was getting my body repaired.
If you want to show him, I can full screen you.
No, he's not here now. He's being shipped back to me. My buddy Shane, who's part of my crew over on my channel, I shipped him the body. He helped me fix it because I accidentally broke the leg.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, it was just totally my fault. But it turns out it wasn't actually. He told me that they like barely had any kind of glue on that part of the inside of the leg or something, and it just came like right off. But no, he's an awesome figure. I love him. I'm gonna actually be working on a project, I think, where I still have to pick up Phantom Menace Maul.
Oh,
and then Solo Maul. But I'm gonna take all three Mauls apart, and I'm just gonna create my own Maul out of all three of them.
Wow. Yeah. No, I've seen a lot of customizers actually have done that, where they take the Phantom Menace Maul's head sculpt and put it on the Solo Maul, and there's some crazy customizers out there that are doing a really good job with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I want to do, but I want to get the Clone Wars Maul because he's shirtless.
Oh yeah.
And I'll take the top, put him on the Solo Maul because I like those legs better, and then the Phantom Menace head sculpt.
Ooh, that'll be a nice setup if you get that done.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that'll be pretty.
Finally,
cool,
everything's working right. Yay!
All right.
Lane, what do you think of this figure, man?
I'm in love.
Have you watched the movie?
No, I have not. But I saw the figures already. But I'm familiar with some of the Chinese movie that the actor that plays Wenwu the Mandarin. Like, he was in what was that one? I think he was it Hero. I think he was in, or he was in. I think he was in that, or like that House of Flying Daggers, or those kind of movies.
I'm not very familiar with the actor. This is the first time I'm seeing him, but his acting. Let me tell you guys something. His acting is outstanding in the film.
He's a big star in Asia.
Yeah, and he came to sign the box for Hot Toys too. I saw that post.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, there's a post on Hot Toys' Facebook where he actually took the picture of the figure and he also signed the box. They made actually 2 posts out of that, so that's pretty cool. So he's pretty big, it seems like.
Yeah. There's only one thing that I don't like with this, and it's not really him or it's anything. It's how they handle the rings. Is they should be rings on your hands like the comic Mandarin, but that's gonna be comic.
They changed it up a little bit.
I like what they do. Don't get me wrong, but I was just like, why aren't they rings on his hand? The 10 rings of the Mandarin. That's what he wears. But that wouldn't have made, unless they turned into brass knuckles, they wouldn't have worked really for the hand fighting or whatever. But I love the figure.
Right. Yeah, I know a lot of people were complaining about that too when they first saw the first trailer for this film. And a lot of people were disappointed that the idea of the rings are just on the wrist, and they're not really. It's called, people are like, oh, and that's a braces rings, or like, you know, the 10 braces, bracelets. Sorry, not braces, bracelets. And a lot of people were disappointed because it only hosts 1 power. I know that the rings have different powers. SixScaleMafia, do you know that? I know you. It seems like you're a pretty
yeah,
so.
Yeah, but they're gonna. This is MCU we're talking about, so everything is going to be slightly like with a twist, you know. So, and like I was saying earlier, he hasn't been around in a long time, and you know, as far as the comics go, so this is like a whole new, fresh perspective, you know, for them, for people who've never seen it or have you know, heard of him. So I get how they want to do some changes, but I mean, we'll see. I have faith in what they're doing so far up to this point, so I'm hoping wherever they're going with this is going to make a little bit more sense.
Well, they kind of had to make his origin changes to the Mandarin, even though he's probably Iron Man's biggest enemy. It's since Shang-Chi's in the comics, father is Fu Manchu.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So they kind of took both those guys and mashed them together and just was like, well, here we have the Mandarin.
Yeah, because they couldn't. That was Iron Man's nemesis in that. I mean, you know, they couldn't bring him in now.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you guys. I think it's just, this figure is beautiful. I really love the clothes, the outfit. It really brings that villainous sort of aspect to it. This villain is definitely, like, I'm talking like top tier Thanos villain level. You think
he's the new, maybe at least right now, the new Killmonger?
Yeah, I really think so. I mean, they really worked hard on these head sculpts. I mean, it looks perfect. A lot of people are there like, no, it doesn't look nothing like him. I don't know about you guys, but this figure, this head sculpt's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, but this is the same story you hear every Hot Toys announcement. Every Hot Toys announcement. And, you know, and I was saying this last night on Aries' channel that, you know, people were complaining about Rey, you know, when she was announced. And they did update the sculpt, but then they complained again. And I got her day one, and it's one thing from, you know, a photographer perspective, who's, you know, from going from however they shot it to whatever screen you're looking on. You know, there's so many variations until you get that figure in your hand. It's like, you know, it's just, don't judge a book by its cover. You know, you have to get it in your hand. And I don't think I've been disappointed other than. And I wouldn't even say Ant-Man was a disappointing head sculpt. It's just kind of an odd head sculpt.
Was a disappointing head sculpt.
You know, it was just, it's odd that they chose that expression, so he just looks silly. You know, but like, I don't really think I've seen a really bad heads, especially lately. Hot Toys is getting better and better and better every year. You know, you can go back 10 years ago, compare the figures then to now. Come on, it's like night and day.
I call that.
No, go ahead.
I call that Ant-Man head sculpt that, hey, I get to spend tonight with Evangeline Lilly facial expression. But it's a great figure. I think for the price, you know, I know as much as we complain about price points and stuff, I honestly thought these guys were going to be a little bit more expensive than they were for US sideshow release. I know, like, Justin doesn't like to go off that because obviously he's in Aussie land. But
yeah.
I think that the price point with the effects and all that stuff that comes with it, and I know they've still hidden some of the Shang-Chi stuff and everything yet.
Yeah.
But I think I was honestly surprised. Thought they would probably be like 265 or higher. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, no, I agree with you. You know, like what SixScaleMafia says, lighting plays a huge part when it comes to photography, and I do agree with that. A lot of people are really disappointed on the Mark 85 portrait, but when I got it in hand, it's not that bad, as what people say. It's a good sculpt. Is it the best sculpt? No, obviously not. But it's a good sculpt. I think like what SixScaleMafia says, it all comes down to having the figure in hand. It's going to be a totally different story.
Same thing. I agree with both of you with Ray. Now, I disagreed in the chat and stuff with Aries, like about Ray, the Rise of Skywalker Ray headset, because he thinks it's like one of the best. And I said, hold on there. I think it's a decent sculpt, but it's not. I don't think it's a great sculpt.
No, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, I have her.
But when you're saying it's an 8.5 out of 10, it's not saying it's like it's a B to plus head sculpt. I'm just like, I was comparing it to the Kylo Red. I think the Kylo
was great too.
Yeah,
for sure.
9 to 9. I think that's a 9 out of 10. So
yeah,
we got to keep it. I think people in reaction culture we have when we say it's not a 10 out of 10 or it's not the best I've ever seen. It's like it's an 8.5 out of 10. You know what? That means it's a B to B plus. It's really good. That means it's one of the better ones I think I've seen this year. And it's one of the best. I know I don't have a ton of head sculpt characters. I'm a trooper guy. So I've got mass all over the place.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, I have her still right here. And I mean, I think like if I like kind of hide my face, I mean, this is a pretty.
It's a good one of Days of Ridley.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell like that's Ray.
That's a really good sculpt.
I mean, it's a really good sculpt. Now I have her on the Last Jedi body, but you know, just I wanted the saber and her head on it. I prefer this. It's not even so much the body that I prefer. I just like the outfit.
Yeah,
I don't like the whole bright white.
Yeah.
I like the white outfit.
This looks more Jedi robe to me in a way. So I was like, I'm gonna pose it like that.
A lot of people could say bad things about Last Jedi, but the outfits, they were really great. I really loved the
once again, I can disagree. I think the white Jedi outfit's my favorite. I think
it is cool, but that's the thing that's how we were saying last night about how like Kylo's dropping because the other versions, just because there's no variety there, you know. It's just he's a very similar outfit, but with Rey, you can mix up accessories, you can mix up bodies, if you choose to, if you're into that.
Yeah, in the secondary market, if you're going to try buy one later, you have a lot of option for what you want to be looking for if you want to get that character. Whereas as Kylo, it's kind of, other than the helmet, you know, with the Rise, there's not much different. This guy is interesting.
Definitely interesting. I did not see this coming. I don't know about you guys. I was surprised this thing came out. But I want to hear your thoughts about it.
Mine will be here next week.
Really?
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
really?
I day one him like 3 weeks. Whenever he popped, like 3-4 weeks ago.
Wow.
So,
man,
but
you make me feel like I'm slow man Kramer here.
Well, here's the thing. It's Back to the Future. I'm early 80s, you know, so I mean this is my childhood stuff.
Of course.
And I'm getting honestly a little burnt on Hot Toys in the sense that it's been this constant feed of Disney, because that's really what it is. It's Marvel and Star Wars. Marvel and Star Wars, Marvel and Star Wars. You know, a little bit here and there we'll get DC, or we may get like a little one-off figure. You know, John Wick or, you know, Alita or something along with Hellboy. But coming out, this is what Hot Toys started with. You know, those were the movies, Terminator, Aliens, you know, Back to the Future, RoboCop. Like, so to see this now, and I missed out on the 1.0s, I had to get it. And then if you noticed all the stuff they showed too, well, not only the Back to the Future 3s, but then at the Sapien store, they're showing the Back to the Future 2s when they're, you know, in the leather jackets. There's like, they're going all out on Back to the Future right now.
I'm surprised.
Which is just like, huh? Which is not a good thing. I'm glad. It does feel, and you guys might think that I'm a little crazy with this, but I feel like it's almost Hot Toys when, wow, what else do we have that is actually ready to go that we could put out like, a Star Wars Mandalorian figure for pre-order, and they went, we're not ready yet, Mr. Howard Chan. But hey, what about these Back to the Future figures? We can stick these
they're
in the
selling
release
out.
schedule.
I mean, they're selling out overseas right now, like
crazy.
fast.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not kind of like a. I mean, don't mistake it. It's not a throwaway kind of release.
Oh, no.
Or anything. If anybody has that impression, that they're just like, oh, we're gonna put this. Like, this is large. I mean, it's extremely popular here in the States, but I didn't realize also how popular it was overseas.
Same,
so I mean,
I was in shock. Yeah.
Yep.
No. Go ahead, Lane.
No, sorry, KG. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
My only thing is that I'm probably not going to get any of these because, like, literally the only figure I want the Doc Brown with the plutonium canisters.
I hate that they did that too. Marty was such a shock. Marty's a shock because not only was he a shock, but then he's released in 4 weeks after announcement.
And Doc is like 2022.
Doc
the end
is
of it.
the standard 16 months away.
And I think this is what Hot Toys should do in general. I think if they do this, like what they did with this guy here, maybe not the limit, but I really think that if Hot Toys announces something like 6 months after they actually make it, we'll get closer and closer to the release date. And I think that's the new strategy that Hot Toys should do is, for instance, that Carnage figure. Let's say they don't even announce it on the day the movie comes out, but 6 months later they announce it. And then we're getting closer and closer to that release date. So I really hope that Hot Toys does that. And, we don't need to wait for these long.
I'm hoping Carnage is done.
Yeah, same here.
You know what I mean? Because they knew it was happening.
Yeah.
Before we knew it was happening, right? Before they dropped a Carnage trailer, like or a Venom sequel, like they know they're already in talks about these things behind the scenes.
Of course, yeah.
So I'm hoping if they were smart about it and they knew then their timing, that's why Venom just came out right now.
Yeah.
I'm just praying that happens because then we have a very solid back-to-back release. We got our Venom early and then boom, maybe in a month or two we get Carnage. Like by end of year, if we can get Carnage by end of year, that's going to give I think that's going to restore a lot of faith in just in Hot Toys in general, because that's how it always is. We get excited, but I feel like we're all collecting pre-orders.
Exactly.
That's the way it's been this year.
Yeah.
That's been this year. Has felt like that.
Yeah, this whole year.
And it's just the thing is, I don't see how Hot Toys keeps up with all of this stuff, unless in the next 2 months, we were to see almost like, I don't know, what do you guys think? Like for maybe like, let's just say for argument's sake, like October, we got like at least 2 announcements of not pre-order announcement, like 2 releases or 3 releases a week for like a month that might get some actual product out there that might help catch up some of the
well, I think we're going to get at least, what is it, mid-September right now? I'm going to say we might get 10 figures released by the end of the year.
Yeah.
That's my projection.
I could see that. Yeah, I could.
Well, because I think they're gonna like like Lynn was saying there that they're just kind of playing catch up a little bit because you got to understand, Shore Trooper's done. We had a Shore Trooper already. It's just a minor difference in some weathering and a different paint for the rank.
Yeah, he's done. The transport Trooper's got to be done, man.
Transport's done. The tank commander's done. Artillery Trooper's done. The new Stormtrooper Commander is done. And those are all troopers. So, but they're still figures. So that's my point. Like these guys are ready to come out. Rex any day now. Ahsoka any day now.
I guess you guys have heard possibly. I guess there's some whispers that Rex and Ahsoka might come out this week.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they'll be out by the end of the month.
Yeah. Same here.
Those are 2. Like, just imagine if we finally get those 2 out. I think that would even do a lot to get people.
That'll lessen the blow because everybody's got their 501st and Coruscant Guards out. That's a lot of as far as Star Wars fans are concerned, that was a big thing. Oh, we're getting Clone War. We're getting clones. So I think they're coming.
Yeah, definitely. Rex should have been announced a couple of months ago. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know if he was just delayed or, and again, this is all like rumor stuff too. None of us know anything.
Yeah.
It's just they're not Hot Toys is not the best company letting you know, hey bros, this is what's going on right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but he's coming. They're both coming. That's gonna round out this first wave of Clone Wars, and then I think maybe early next year we're gonna get Maul, we're gonna get Anakin,
of course,
so on.
Yeah, I like Back to the Future, but I don't like it, to buy the Hot Toys. I enjoy the movies. I enjoyed the first one. I enjoyed the second one. I enjoyed the third one. But for me personally, I don't want to spend hot toy money for these figures. I don't know, but it's just me. I like I said,
and that's okay.
Yeah.
Right. There's other people that are absolute fans of the movie, but they're not going to pick up the figures either. Just because it doesn't fit with their collection.
Right.
In their sense, they don't like it enough to buy them, and that's totally fine. That's what I want, though. I want figures that are from all these different mediums, so we all have a choice that we can choose to skip. We can you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
We need that variety back.
Right, variety. And I really miss the days where Hot Toys does these standalone stuff like Predator, Terminator, these other things.
We need more of that.
Yeah, and we've just been getting Spider-Man, Mando, Iron Man, these other these significant characters that they make. I mean, where are RoboCop, reissue of RoboCop? Where's reissue of Terminator? Or these other couple of standalone films. I mean,
man, would it be nice they reissued the Pred Alien so we could actually see what it looks like?
Yeah.
And I think
a lot of it's contract too. You gotta figure, they're paying for licenses, and now, this is very fresh. Mandalorian's the very first, Star Wars TV show. So that this is all the Marvel cinematic TV shows, the Star Wars TV shows. These are all in their infancy. So they had this huge, Disney's got this huge plate ahead of them saying, okay, we're releasing all these types of shows, both Marvel, both Star Wars. We're going to need the merchandise for it. You know what I mean? So I feel there's like this pressure to get Marvel and Star Wars out nonstop, because it's hot. It's in people's minds. It's fresh. Yeah, we may love Terminator, but it's not relevant as far as the current pop culture.
When's the last Terminator movie that made money?
Yeah, 91.
Well,
I mean, no, I mean the other ones are okay, but Terminator 1, Terminator 2,
where we can say about how Back to the Future as a film, because this is a film franchise, since 1991 or so, I think, has been, for new movies or something major happening with it, has been dormant since before KG even was around, and when Anthony and I were little, we were little. Because I loved the first one, but I hated 2 and 3. But the one thing I would say for this is I guess when you were talking, KG, could be because it is kind of maybe not one-offish, but not a major franchise of what newer collectors might be used to. I could see where it could be a nice thing because it's nice and self-contained. You can choose if they put out all 3 movies set of figures, you can just choose one of the movie you like the best or the figures you like the best and get them. And there might be the DeLorean, obviously, too. So that
DeLorean's coming.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to remember, too, if that Mandalorian, Anthony, were you collecting back when that originally came out? The ones?
No, I missed it. And I'm not spending the price of a used car on a 6-scale car.
Well, I know for this thing, though, if the price was supposed to be, the price for the new DeLorean could be $700 or $800. So in theory, let's just say you were going to go for the first Back to the Future figures and the first DeLorean. If they put out multiple versions or whatever they're going to do, you could spend still $1,300.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be a $1,500 thing. But here's the thing, and I don't know, so don't take my word for it. But I'm thinking this DeLorean's going to have interchangeable parts. That
would be awesome.
So that it can be, part 1, part 2. You can just mix it up. Think of it like a different head sculpt. You just have different parts that can interchange.
That would be cool.
And that thing's gonna just sell out.
Yeah. No, I agree with you guys. Look, it could have been a different story for me. If I was born in the early 80s or late 70s, I would have looked at this film very differently from now on. For these figures differently. I could have bought these figures because of nostalgia factor. Because I grew up. Let's say I grew up with these films. It could be that. But like I said, I enjoy the films. I just don't feel like spending $1,300.
$1,500. We're talking about to get an entire setup.
Yeah,
exactly. And not only that, what else shocked me, and I'm sure it shocked you guys too. is not only they announced those, but they also announced the third film.
Did those ever get released? Actually, were the third film figures released?
No,
I don't think so.
So these are coming, and
so it's a reissue and something new at the same. And hey, look, I know this has been a joke already made in a Facebook group that I'm in, but we finally have a 1/6 Hot Toy Clint Eastwood figure.
Yep. No, it's true. I'm getting both of them. That's the thing. Like if they're releasing 6 figures right now. The 2 that we just saw, the part 3s, and then the other part 2s, in the he's wearing his black jacket, he's got the almanac rolled up in his hand, and Doc's got his other black coat on. Because we've seen him over at the store. There's pictures of him. So if all 6 of these are coming out, I'm getting all 6. But that's me. I'll have a mix and match, and I just, when there's that many, to me it makes it a little bit cooler because I can have kind of a collection that encompasses all 3 movies in like one nice
display. It's a shelf on your wall. You could have beyond,
right, especially with the DeLorean.
Yeah,
and that's just there it is. There's my Back to the Future. I'm done.
Yeah,
the shelf space is now forever taken. Thank you, Hot Toys.
Now,
I'm okay with that.
Do you guys think the prices for these figures are fairly okay? Because I don't know about the prices. These prices are kind of high for.
Yeah, but you got to think about the likenessing of Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox. I'm sure you have to factor that in. So they're not contracted through, let's say, Disney. These guys this is a 35-plus-year-old movie. They're more popular, I would say, than most of the current actors. These guys are like legacy figures. It's not cheap. So I think a lot of it has to do with licensing and likenesses rights, but I'm okay with it because it's a rare thing, and it's not like they're going to keep putting out Back to the Futures for the next 5 years. They don't have
tons of new material coming for it.
Yeah. No, I guess that makes sense. I'm actually kind of shocked they didn't include the clock because I know that's a really iconic scene where they take the picture with the clock. I thought that was going to come with either Doc Brown or Marty McFly.
That'd be a big box.
It'd be a pretty big box, but then again,
things on that box.
People, I mean, it was going to be a cardboard backdrop. I don't think they were going to make it real.
No, but people love accessories too, and both of these figures got a lot of cool accessories.
So this DeLorean is actually going to be announced, I think, not the second one, not the first one, but the third one, which makes sense. It's much more different because I think the first one was just the regular one, and then the second one they actually made it, but it was the hover DeLorean, right?
I don't know. I think there was just the one DeLorean, but don't quote me.
No, but they made a prototype version. They didn't make
but they never So that's why I'm saying I think this might be an interchangeable. Like you can put that on the hood or you can take it off. You can put a Mr. Fusion on the back or take it off. Like you see what I mean? I think they're going to be doing stuff like that you can kind of
accessory pack. They should be an accessory pack because if they do that from first, second, and third, if they announce that will be the ultimate DeLorean to have because you get 3 different versions of it. And I don't know if people are going to buy 3 different.
No, they're not buying 3 DeLoreans.
That'll be fun. That'll be pretty crazy if people buy 3 of them and just have 3 different versions of them. That'll be crazy.
Doc makes a good point. We need a Mad Dog. I was like, that is the one character we could use a new one of. We need a Biff.
A Biff. Oh yeah.
True. We need. I would probably say 50s Biff. We need some Tom Wilson in our life.
No, that would work.
Yeah.
Or I guess the third one where he plays his ancestor would be kind of cool because looking like Shootout at the OK Corral would be great.
Right. And
I love the gun.
Doc Brown came with a new head sculpt finally because I know they repeated the head sculpt twice. Yep. Now this is a third new one. Now, what do you guys think of the sculpt?
Great. I think it's all great. Every figure I've seen from this so far for Back to the Future is great.
Yeah, I think this is great too.
Everyone, I'm getting them all. I'm getting them all, and maybe I'm biased. Well, you have to be right because you have to like the figure. You're not just gonna buy it just to buy it.
You have to really like to get all of them.
And I love that they're in the 1800s outfit. It's not they're not superheroed. There's not costumes. They're wearing regular attire. The rifle looks awesome,
and there's nothing to worry about.
No, I don't think you're gonna have problems with things. You're not posing these guys like Spider-Man. You got to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Spider-Man. He has some nice casual poses like that one. Nice, perfect.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe pulling out his watch. You know, I just something casual to represent and be like, here's my Back to the Future.
I like all the head sculpt. I personally like the one with the Back to the Future 1 a little bit better than the one for Back to the Future 3. But there's the only head sculpt I haven't liked of the Back to the Futures is the Marty for Back to the Future 1. I like this one, Back to the Future 3, much better.
Yeah, this is great. I'm glad for everybody who's getting it, and Mafia, I'm sure you're really happy right now that you're getting it. And Lane, you're getting it, right?
Oh no, I'm passing.
All right, passing.
No, see, the thing at the end of the day I had to think about is because if I was going to get even just, I would only get, if I was going to get these, I would get like one movie and I would get two of them, either like the 3 or 2 or more likely 1 I would get, but I'd have to try and get a DeLorean if I was going to get them. And if I'm going to, I don't even know if I have room for a large vehicle, but I really honestly faced the choice where I was like, would I get a DeLorean or would I get the Tumbler? Because I'm already getting like the DX19 Batman.
Right.
That's already paid off, sealed and delivered. And I was like, I probably would get the Tumbler, or if like someone mentioned earlier, Batman 89. I'd have to get the I mean, as much as I like the DeLorean, I'd have to get the Batman 89 Batmobile.
Oh, yeah.
Agree. And, you know, real quick, like Doc was saying down in chat that, you know, that they had such great costuming and wardrobe. I agree. So that they can have the same character with multiple. Well, we were seeing it. We're seeing the current Marty, and then, you know, in his 1950s, you know, kind of greaser jacket with his hat, you know, and then we're getting the Western from 3. So I agree that you can have 3 or 4 characters, 3 or 4 Martys, and I wouldn't mind having all of them because they all looked great.
Now, if we could just get Space Martian Marty from Back to the Future 1, where he's wearing the radioactive suit.
Darth Vader came to me.
I always called him that Space Martian outfit. So I was like, now if we could just get a Marty in that would be perfect. But anyway, sorry, keep going, KG.
No. We're gonna get to the next topic, which is the Ray and Dio hitting waitlist. Was this a shock for you guys?
Nope.
Yeah, no. So. And the only reason why is because, like I mentioned earlier, you know, everybody was complaining, oh, the head sculpt, blah, blah, blah. And then once a lot of us started getting them day one, and, you know, we're all having it in hand, we're like, this is a really good sculpt. I mean, she's, even if you don't think it's the best sculpt in the world, it's still a great sculpt, and she's loaded. I mean, she has so many accessories.
You got all those extra accessories. Everybody
got 3. There's like 3 lightsabers.
Can we get a lightsaber? And lo and behold, Hot Toys put in the lightsaber.
The training helmet. So I have the training helmet and Leia's saber with my Endor Leia. So for me, that was like done. I have to get it, you know. And then all the other accessories that she comes with, and for, like you said, for the price, it's a no-brainer. And if you're not a big fan of the sequel trilogy, but you kind of want to have some sequel trilogy, these two, Rey and Kylo, are like the definitive versions to get.
Yeah.
So there was no surprise to me that you know, I thought she was going to actually go sooner than she did, but this is pretty quick either way.
Yeah, no, I agree with you guys. This is no surprise for me either. I don't have this figure, unfortunately. Like I said, I am pretty tight when it comes to Hot Toys, and I'm not collecting only Star Wars. I'm collecting Marvel, Star Wars, and DC. And for me to collect everything is just not possible.
Welcome to the unfortunateness.
Yep.
I would have loved to have this figure. I don't have a Rey in the collection, and I missed out on it. And I didn't like the sequels anyways. The only character I really liked was Kylo Ren. And the sequels, how I got introduced to Star Wars was the sequels, The Force Awakens. And when I first watched the film, I was obsessed with Star Wars after that. Like, I just went on a rampage of like, oh, who's Darth Vader? Who's this and that? Like, I knew Darth Vader was before. Yeah. I got it. I got so obsessed. So I thank the sequel trilogy for introducing me to Star Wars at the same time. And my first figure is Kylo Ren because I am obsessed with Kylo Ren. Does that mean Yeah.
Sorry. So for as much as you're not a huge fan of the sequels, if you could have gotten your hands both on Kylo and for like an original retail price, if you could have gotten those Protarian guards to like be his backup goons, like the Emperor, you cannot tell me you know if they weren't like $300, $400, $500 now, but if somehow like when they got resurrected, like even a couple months ago on Hot Toys for like $205, You cannot tell me if you had seen that and going, let me just hit that buy button here
Oh
real
yeah,
quick.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I
and
would
to just have to back him up, even if it was just maybe one of them. Like
Yeah, no,
you could
I would
have one of
definitely
them
buy
backed
one of
up
them.
him. You
Yeah.
just to back him up. You
Yeah,
would
I
not go.
would grab two of them. Just they're a little out of reach for me right now, and they're the same with the original guards too.
Yeah.
The
I
original
have
guards
one.
aren't too bad. Yeah, you can get them for about $350, but for me, it's like I know it's more shelf presence than anything. And at the end of the day, yes, they're all parts of plastic, but when I look at those guards, I literally just see a slab of red plastic that I'm not going to pose. You know, because I'm going to leave them. I'm just going to leave them in a guarding stance, and which is great. But do I want to spend $700+ for two just to have them stand there?
No.
Well, I can just safely say because I own one of them because I got them one earlier this year. I was obsessed, and I managed to get one for not too terrible, where they sell for like 500 sometimes. But you can't pose their arms very well.
No,
they're one of the worst.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, well, they're not as bad as like because I had that and I had a Sit Trooper. I just sold my Sit Trooper not too long ago, so I can pay for a transport trooper. But I had those guys. But the only figure I found more unmaneuverable, and if any of you guys had any of the sequel trilogy figures, maybe one of the other troopers, that Sit Trooper made the heavy infantry Mandalorian look like Gumby in comparison for posability. And so the problem with those guards is the fact because they've got all those kind of the way their armor is, you can't even barely bend them like 90 degrees.
Right?
Yeah. But that's one of those things that I didn't think I was good. I thought I was going to be good not getting any sequel trilogy figures. And I got Rey and Kylo mostly because I used like 40 or 50 bucks of points from Sideshow to
there you go.
knock them down. But I don't think I would like my setup as much. I have one guard, and just having him kind of be behind there, like almost like if they were going to be in a fight scene to go against them, like for The Last Jedi, which is the only thing I like from that movie. It does help sometimes. Anyway, sorry, got us sidetracked here. But
you're right. And that's the thing, if you're gonna get the figures, it's nice to get the complementing figures to go with it, and that's
at
what's
least
tough.
Like one or something like that.
Yeah, and that's what's gonna happen because you got to understand there's gonna be it's the world of 6-scale collecting in general. It's not just Hot Toys, but right now because Star Wars and Marvel is pretty hot, there's a lot of people that are going to be new collectors for the very first time tomorrow or next month or next year who've never heard of Hot Toys or know anything about 6-scales. Maybe they're collecting, Hasbro stuff and, Black Series, things like that until they first stumble upon this and this whole world opens up to them. And these things are long since sold out. So, you have to kind of count your blessings at the time when you're like, you know what? I do kind of like this figure, and I know when it's gone, it's going to be rough. Like whenever you started collecting, I guarantee you have a backlog of figures that you missed out on that you might want.
You mean like within the past year? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just if you can swing it and you want it, I think you just got to get them because they always go up. They always go up.
And SixScaleMafia, do you have the Kylo in this picture or?
Yeah, I've got them right. You can't see them. Hold on, let me.
Here,
I can
hold
grab
on for
them.
a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on. I'll grab them. I gotta just kind of move everything here.
Sure. Let's see in the chat. Ethan Reason says, "What's my opinion on the Shang-Chi figure?" Well, Ethan, I think the Shang-Chi figure is great. I have that figure on pre-order. The movie was great, and I can't wait. It's gonna be a super posable figure. It's a really good figure, man. If you have the money for it, I think you should get it. It's a really, really good film and a good figure. So,
yeah, I got him right here.
Oh, let me solo cam real quick.
Yeah, so this is how I pose him. Let's see if I can cover my face so we can get a better view here.
Wow, you're tempting me, man. That's a
so
really
I just have
figure.
him like chilling. So what I usually do, so in my display, if I can get her without messing her up, I kind of have them posed
Wow, yeah,
Like,
that's a really good pose.
Like that.
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
back,
cool.
like, you know, because
like
she's
poster.
shorter.
Like a poster, right?
Yeah, you know. So I absolutely love him. I don't use his mask. I like the mask.
Yeah, the
but
mask
this,
is really good.
Again, this sculpt is so good that like.
Oh
wait, I gotta hide my face, but
one of the guards. Oh
yeah,
wow.
see,
That
I would like
pops.
I would like 2 of those guards
Jesus.
to go with him, since we're never gonna get any kind of Knights of Ren.
Yeah, now they're good at, as I like to call this, come at me, bro pose. But beyond that, no.
Yeah,
they're not.
I agree.
Yeah, the red pops. Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it pops.
They're nice. This wasn't the one I originally wanted. It was the double blade because he has a helmet. I like about these, and you can buy 4 of these bad boys because they got alternate helmets and different weapons.
Yeah, Carbonite Kid, they are legit. I love both of these figures. And I don't like, and I won't get into my opinions on the matter, but yeah, I don't like the sequel trilogies, but I do like these 2 figures a lot.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have some representation of that era of Star Wars, if nothing else. So I was like, those are the 2 I want. You know, and I do want those guards because, like you said, that red pops, and this Kylo is black.
So is that the only Kylo Ren?
I think it would look great. Yeah, it's my only Kylo. I never bought the other ones.
Yeah, I have the Last Jedi one, and I'm pretty content with that one. But you're tempting me on that one because I love the helmet. Like I saw, I think Jedda's review, he actually turned the lights off and just the helmet.
Dude,
was
it's
on.
amazing.
It
lights on, or you can switch it to make it pulse.
Right.
The pulse.
I really wish that they did like this sort of like if you turn the lights off, it's like a glow in the dark feature. I wish they did.
Yeah,
that
it's not like super bright, but it is pretty neat.
Yeah.
The problem is it dies
feature.
in like 15 minutes.
That's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, if you get like fusion reactors or something like that to like, have them turned on, that'd be great. I've seen a lot of people where they just, all their figures are lit up and they just hit the lights and just, everything's just, and it's cool. It's totally cool, but it's not, I'll forget to turn it off. Things like, it's just, it's a big hassle for me. But I like it. I love when you have that option to do things like that.
That's great.
He's amazing.
Definitely. Well, congrats to everybody who got the figure before it sold out. It's a great looking figure. And yeah.
She may be back next week.
What do you mean by next week?
Well, a lot of times this happens on Sideshow. We'll get this wait list, and then some people cancel their orders, or they happen to get a couple more in, and then that'll just change to not wait list, just to buy, like ships today,
right.
And that may only happen for half hour, 5 minutes, an hour.
5 minutes, yeah.
So if you guys are looking for her, just keep an eye out. Keep an eye out in the Facebook groups. Keep an eye out on just Sideshow's site. She may pop up.
King Shark.
Yeah, this is a figure that I'm sort of tempted to getting because the price is a really, really good price. Just considering it's a Power Pose figure, but for the height,
that doesn't matter, man. That's just, you got King Shark of all things.
Have we all seen the movie? Or
nope,
I have not seen the movie, but that's okay.
Yeah, I've seen the movie, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. It's a really funny movie, and I think James Gunn is a perfect director. And he directed the Guardians of the Galaxy films, and he really took this film into a different direction than the first Suicide Squad. It definitely feels like a Suicide Squad film, if that makes sense. Than the actual
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, from the 2016 one. Its comedy is really good. It hits the right spot.
That did give us original Margot Robbie Harley, which is my favorite Harley version, and I want the hot toy of that stupid outfit, but it's too expensive now.
I am really surprised that they haven't made any other figures from this line.
I was going to ask you, what do you guys think maybe is up with that? I mean,
it's Hot Toys.
Yeah, well, I know.
No, I mean, do we have a complete team?
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not saying we're gonna have a complete team, but at least with some.
No, I just mean in general. I mean, they're so bizarre. Hot Toys is so bizarre because you have we're finally getting Cyborg, right? So I guess you're gonna have a Justice League lineup. But then you look at things like Winter Soldier, Captain America, the movie.
Yeah.
There's 10 figures for that line, for that one movie.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot that came from that movie, and then some other ones you get 1 or 2 figures. You're like, hey, well, what is it?
Yeah, and Doc says bye. Yeah, it's It's a really good price for it, and I think there's nothing really much. I really am glad they did a power pose. He does, in the movie, he doesn't do much. I mean, as far as when it comes to moving, he just sort of just grabs this. The only motion he has is with his hands and just runs really weird. So I don't think there's really anything that needed to be done.
They're probably like February 12th or something of next year going to announce like a Bloodsport or a Harley or something like that.
I would love to have a Bloodsport figure, and I want a Harley Quinn figure, not the one that we see in, but like
we're gonna get another Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah, but I don't know why they haven't released
it. So popular, but they still have some on the back. They still have some that aren't out yet.
Birds of Prey. But do you think that could be affecting maybe why we haven't had a Harley announcement? Because they've been the bottom of the pre-order list. Like those Harleys, like total, like all stuff. And I mean, they're not out yet. But I guess the one thing, because the one thing is too, despite how much we might want, that movie did bomb pretty bad.
Right.
The thing you got to think about with Hot Toys too is they're at least releasing something from this series, and with this series being Suicide Squad. So now that this is out in the open, they have for as long as their license is, which is probably going to be forever, they'll always negotiate the licenses for Marvel, DC, etc. So once something's out, they can take their time with these things, and we'll slowly, maybe like you're saying, next year we'll get another figure from this series, this line, and then maybe
that's true.
6-8 months later, they'll release a third one. But right now, what's hot is, Mandalorian, Marvel stuff. So that's where they're really focusing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that makes sense. And Doc says here that I think Hot Toys waited to see what the demand was and how the movie was received afterwards. I'm sure in a year or two we will see Bloodsport or Adventure or something. I hope they gave us Cable eventually. That's true. They did give us Cable.
Hey, for DC, they gave us Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, Val Kilmer, Batman, and Chris O'Donnell, Robin.
Really?
That was just like, what? What are these doing?
Yeah,
they're not maximum package mode engaged.
Yeah, but they're really cool, and I like Batman Forever. It's the I love Keaton though. Batman and Batman Returns is the best. But I didn't mind Batman Forever. Maybe because I was young still
Batman
then.
And Robin came out, that's when we went.
Yeah, Batman and Robin just went down the drain. But though, if they make an Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Freeze, it's a day one purchase.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Mr. Freeze, could they just do him like from Commando as John Matrix?
Yeah,
Arnold John Matrix with like rocket launcher and all the other 50 weapons he's carrying when he mows down the worst South American army in the history of the world.
So,
hey, this King Shark though is still cool for you, right? Because if you guys like the movie, he's humanoid, but he's not human. So that's what makes it unique. Like IG-11, when you get droids or something different that's not just a base human body. That's why I think if you're a fan, you got to grab them.
Yeah, and Doc says right here that I won the red and black suit Harley outfit. I think that was the best look, even though I still kind of regret passing on the one from the first movie. That Sculpt is amazing. He's talking about like the first the first 10 minutes of it is Harley wearing that red and black leather sort of suit, and I think that's the best look for Harley. I think if they announce that'll be really good. But how many of you guys are getting this figure? I know there's a couple of people that are really, really hyped for this figure. I just haven't seen nowadays that this figure's, going up. But are you guys getting this figure or?
I'm not, but I don't have any DC. So that's just
right. Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't want to open that door. And if I do open that door, it's the Arkham series from the video game.
Oh yeah. That
Harley I would really like to get.
The Harley, definitely. And Lane, are you getting this figure or?
No, well, I haven't gotten. Well, I have only mostly Star Wars and one Iron Man since I've only got like 13, 14 figures. But I have on order already the DX19 Batman. I'm trying to keep one detail shelf for DC, so I'm not sure King Shark. So I have a limited amount I'm going to allow myself to get. I've got the Wonder Woman 84 gold armor because I love that look to her, despite hating that movie. And I just upgraded because I'm a bigger idiot than I ever thought I was, actually, because I had it on order through my comic shop, and I upgraded from the normal to the one with the big wings out all over the place, the Lux. So I just shut it out $60 more actually today to get that upgraded.
Nice.
But I'm getting those too. legitimately what I want to get, like I want 3 or 4 DC figures. Is I got my Batman that I wanted because I wanted the Bale Batman because that's my favorite of the movies. That's how I more approach it with Hot Toys.
Right.
I've got a Wonder Woman outfit look that I really like, despite whether I like the movie completely or not. And now it's really, unless I could do a reissue of the Christopher Reeve Superman, because I'm not a fan of Man of Steel or the Snyderverse version very much.
Oh, really?
I like Henry Cavill. No, Christopher Reeve is Superman to me. He's hope. He's inspiration. He should be able to turn back the earth backwards and turn back time. But beside that point is that he is the quintessential Superman to me. Now, if I could maybe stick Christopher Reeve's head on Henry Cavill's body, I would have the perfect 1/6 scale Superman. I would admit that.
Wow.
But I'm not, I watched the Snyderverse cut of Justice League and I thought it was all right. I love Cyborg in that movie. I almost considered him the Cyborg because I think his figure, to me, where it's not like an IG-11 or something, since there's man and machine to it a little bit.
Yeah.
I think his figure looks awesome. Like it's an awesome figure.
The head sculpt is really, really good.
Even if you're not a big fan of the character Cyborg, or maybe you're not even a huge fan of the Justice League movie, even if it's a Snyder cut or the original one or whatever,
right?
You can look at that figure and go, if you collect DC, this is just an awesome figure, whether you need to complete the entire DC line or you're just looking like,
right,
I need this figure in my collection because the figure is cool. That's why I own, legitimately, that's why I own Heavy Infantry Mando. He's not the most interesting character or a main character. He's kind of, when you think about it, in the entire echelon of the 5 billion characters in Star Wars, he's probably C, more likely D-list character. But the figure of him is awesome. That's why
he's got a good presence, and
he's my favorite character. Yeah. He's my favorite figure. He doesn't have a head sculpt. Doesn't matter. He's my favorite.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, sorry, I'm done ranting here.
No, it's good, man. It's all good. Yeah, Heavy Mando is one of those figures where I was at the first. I don't know if I really want to get it, but then after buying and having in hand, it's my favorite figure in the collection. It's really, really that good. I'm so glad I didn't miss out on it because I love his big gun that he comes with, the big machine gun, and I really hope that we could see him in season 3 if there's a chance for that.
Hey, Jon Favreau head sculpt. That's what we all want.
Yes, Jon Favreau.
That's the head sculpt we all really want. Let me ask you guys one question, just because we were talking about DC and stuff with King Shark.
Yeah.
So, because unfortunately, I know no one else in my area who collects 1/6 scale Hot Toys or 1/6 scale in general. And I was told by my comic shop, which has a lot of people go to it, I am the first person to ever try and special order 1/6 scale Hot Toys from them ever. And they've been around for 20 or 30 years.
Wow.
Or more.
Wow.
So I was like, well, I guess I feel special. But I wanted to ask, how do you guys feel about because I'm assuming it's going to maybe come here soon, the Wonder Woman 84 figure. So I'm related. I was thinking about it when we were talking about figures that look cool. We've been talking about with Ray with like the facial sculpt, and also just kind of like, maybe, like I said, you're not a fan of the movie completely, but when you look at that figure, is that something you could look at and go, I might need to get that figure because it's a Hot Toy figure. I collect Hot Toys. And whatever about it, like the outfit catches your attention. You saw it maybe like at a con you were at the last year and a half. Well, okay, that's kind of a lie there, but you know what I mean,
right?
Like that.
Yeah.
If I like the figure,
go ahead.
Or should I say, if I like the character, then I would.
Yeah,
buy the
that would
figure.
be a bigger thing for me. Yeah,
and there's something we kind of touched on a little bit last night when the reason why. The Last Jedi, Leia and Luke, the sequel trilogy figure. The reason why those are going up in price and not coming down is because you're getting the figure at the end of their arc, So if you just love Luke Skywalker and you want to have this from farm boy Luke just to the end, of his last appearance, that's why those figures sell, despite the movies. Like I said, you may not like the movie at all, and it doesn't have to be Star Wars. It can be anything that's Hot Toys, for example, and you're not a fan of the movie, but you love the character. See, that's what I separate, at least in my head. If I love the character, I'm gonna get the character.
Yeah,
same.
That's
so
all I do. Yeah.
That's why I decided to order it, because I like the outfit and I love the first Wonder Woman movie. I think I love Gal Gadot as a character.
I love that comic concept, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
But again, I don't have DC, but that would have been one I would have grabbed for sure.
And to answer SixScale reviews, I live in Austin, Texas.
Oh. Doc Smith, I'm waiting to see the final product photos to see how that golden armor turns out. I have the colorful 84 version on pre-order. I like it better for my Just League display.
I agree with that.
I'm kind of the opposite with that. I really like the darker tone of the film, and since 84 is much of a lighter outfit, it doesn't really fit in that continuity.
I can see that. Because the Snyder cut, it's that nice dark, kind of washed out, and all the figures kind of resemble that a bit, especially if you're getting like
the base.
And the base, yeah.
So,
now,
that's what's great about having it, having multiple versions. If you want that for your display, then by all means get what you like.
Now,
that's
if they
what,
put it
that's
out
what it's
there,
all about.
Would you guys get the Nightmare Leto Joker?
Yeah, 100%. There's that third party that's out that I was thinking about grabbing.
But I mean, if Hot Toys actually did one, and you got that look like what you can get for that, even though that's maybe people's least favorite major Joker that's ever existed.
He was, but I loved him in the Snyder cut.
Oh
yeah,
for the moments that he was in it,
Redemption,
way better than Suicide Squad.
Just as long as he could hold the card in that weird pose, before Batman.
Because I would get Nightmare Batman with the 2-pack, and then that Joker.
Perfect.
And I think that would be all I'd get.
Dog,
that's all I'd say I'd get, but then I'd already have my toes now in DC, so who knows what would happen after that.
Yeah,
that could be a whole nother kettle of fish that opens up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry I almost even said anything with the concept thought of it here. Because
no, it's cool. Trust me. I here's the thing: you can't collect everything. Okay, we're not millionaires.
No,
maybe some of us are, but not like you can't. And even if you are, you don't have the room. So. Because that's the number one. That's the number one.
That's the number one
problem.
thing is money. There's credit cards that you have to pay back until you're 75.
Right, but then you run out of space. So
space is always the thing.
Yeah, like make no mistake. There's 40, 50 figures. Maybe not fit, but they're up there. They're up there where I have been like, dude, I really wanted to get that figure, and I could have got it. For example, some of this DC stuff, but you just have to know when to say no. And be okay with it. And like every day goes by and I don't think about it. If you're thinking about it every day or something, you're just, maybe not obsessively, but the thought keeps popping in your head. Man, I really want to get this figure. I really want to get then maybe get it.
Yeah.
But you just got to know you can't get everything.
Get it or open that slot to fit it.
Yeah. With this hobby, you have to be very selective. It's a very expensive hobby and they're getting expensive every year.
They keep going up. I mean, granted, they're getting better, but I mean,
but
I'm approaching triple digits, in Hot Toys.
Exactly.
So it's like
I hope I never get that high.
There's a lot. Yeah, I got like 80 something, I think. I'd have to check. And there's more, and I'm doing stuff with X06. So now I have Star Trek figures coming too. So
are you getting those XO ones?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been doing reviews.
Is that the Venom to your set there?
Yeah. Venom's right here.
Oh,
I showed him off a little bit earlier. Yeah, I know. Venom's here.
He looks so nice and shiny and greasy.
He does. I mean, I could show you really quick. I don't have him hooked up, but he is.
That's amazing. That's what I love.
The background that you chose in your video was really good. It just fits so well with that black and goo. It really popped the figure with that black background.
And that's what I do. I just do black. I mean, that's just my thing. I like black. I know some people like white.
I
know a lot of people, do reviews in white.
I think that for that figure, especially with a darker background, like I guess what I quote the vessels and stuff showing under the skin for the symbiote.
Yeah, and he has like
it shows it off much better.
It's a little hard to see, but he is like, if I can try to show a reflectiveness of it, the veins are very oily. When you look at oil and you have like this tinge of like a slight green or purple, you're looking at the fumes almost. His veins are all like that. Wow. It's just a little hard to see on camera, and even right now with all my studio lights. But when you really get a look at him, he's figure of the year for me.
Doc Smizzle asked you, SixScaleMafia, can you describe the texture of the material?
Yeah, kind of. So he's not Spider-Man. Okay, the suit's this. He has no suit, so he's basically he's a figure. Like his like he may. Okay, so he has nylon. It's not the whole thing's nylon. But you like when you squeeze like the calves or something. This is like rock hard. Like this is the actual
butt there.
That right. Well, that's the actual body. Does his butt squeeze? Barely. Just right here.
That's something I did not think I was
right,
going to
but
see
you can see because this is where it's kind of this vinyl-y plastic, right? But the rest of him is very. Crunches. He's not very squishy. It's like very, very. I cannot grab. You know what I'm saying? I can't grab his skin. But yeah, if he's cold, you know. It's hard to really explain, but he just his suit is him, and the fact that he's all black, you can barely see, you know, the joints, the seams. You can't really see anything. I mean, when you're looking right at him, you can see it, but and everything's ratcheted. He's got a really like every single thing is like you can't.
It's like we're getting the Anthony mini review tonight.
Yeah, just a quick mini review. Everything's ratcheted, so you can hold him up. You know, when
he's ready.
This suit right here is great, right? Because it's already caved in, so you're never gonna bend the suit because that's how the legs are designed.
It just looks like, except for those little because it's got a suit kind of thing. It just looks like they really put time and effort into. Yeah, no,
he's amazing.
Figure.
He's an absolutely. It is glutes. Yeah, no, he is an amazing figure, man. And his head's like Solo Mall. If you have Solo Mall,
so
it's just magnetic.
Yeah.
I love it
too. Yeah, it has a magnetic.
I don't know.
I just hate. I have to wait till probably now. I admit he was a FOMO for me.
Yeah,
like I pre-ordered him.
Yeah,
and I don't know if I got 400. I just recently got. You know, I was on vacation the week before here, and I found two $25 like old bonds that my grandfather bought for me the year I was born, 1977.
Wow.
So I took those and took those to my parents' bank when I was visiting them on my vacation. And we turned them and I got, oh geez, he's so much bigger.
Yeah.
Christ,
that's crazy.
So, now this isn't a hot toy though. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I mean he's a 6 scale black suit.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, no, he's 15 inches.
Yeah, 15
if I have him with my Mark IV, I was actually going to use this Mark IV for the review.
No,
just because he's more classic suit, like comic wise. But I thought he was more identifiable if I just use the Far From Home, like the Tom Holland one. But yeah, he's.
So do you think the suit is like? Do you think if you pose it for a very long time, do you think it's going to last long, or do you?
Yeah, no problems. Like I said, the only issue I had was I didn't realize because I don't read the instruction booklets. You get a little bit of hubris, after having Hot Toys for so long. You're like, I don't need to read anything.
Yeah.
So I kind of pulled it, but you just pull his legs down and then you can get like the full.
It's that Iron Man
full range of motion.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's what I was amazed at was the engineering of the figure because I was like, how are they going to make him and make him like feasible? Like you don't move anything like. All this is like a weird right where his elbow is. It's already like a very loose. It's still tight, but it's a little loose. So when you pull in like that, it's not. There's no tightness. It pre-loosens. I don't know how to explain it. It's just
right.
You know what I mean? It's already kind of loose there. So I
get it. So
I can pose him for years and probably have no problems with this guy.
I'm really nervous because it sort of reminds me of that Thanos sort of arm where I've seen a lot of people when there are some pictures roaming around when they had I think it was the Infinity War version where somebody posed the arm for 2-3 weeks and it just cracked after that.
Oh wow!
I mean, my Thanos is great, so I don't know if that was just maybe quality control. I have it's an Endgame, yeah, just regular Endgame, not the battle damaged. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
I skipped the other one.
Right. And
you know what else is a bit of art? That box.
Yeah.
Oh, the box is amazing too.
Amazing.
I mean,
I cannot wait to see the Carnage box. That's gonna look amazing.
Oh, red. So everybody, we will be setting up tonight the KG GoFundMe page for Venom figure so that he can review it here live.
Oh yeah.
The box art is great too.
We're asking for a minimum $100 donation. This is not authorized by KG either. Just if no one's figured that out, so don't get mad at him or be putting bad comments or anything later.
And I'll just say if you haven't seen my review, It's on my
Yeah,
channel.
definitely go watch it.
It will probably, like, you know, I was like okay with it because I've seen other reviews. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, that's fine. I've seen Justin's, like, okay. But his review got me even more excited because there's something about the music choice that he chose got me really excited for it. That music, that sort of horror, it really.
When I make, so I'm just kind of starting these out, right? But this has been in the works for me for a while. But when I make my reviews, and more are coming, I try to make it more of like an experience, sort of, right?
Definitely an experience.
And it's not too long, and I'm not here just yapping about it. I really want to show you the figure and what this figure's about, you know, and it's
you're
full.
Unique. Right.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, you're not copying anybody. You're just following your own, the way you do it. I like that. I just don't like people when they copy other people. Like, oh, here's the figure, you know, and
yeah, no, and I do a lot of graphics design, and you know, you've seen it, you know, like I said, did that one in data right now, but a lot more are coming, and especially a lot.
How'd you do the transition where it's like sort of like Venom's coming towards, and then you do
like that?
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, cool. No, I do. Yeah, I just you know, and I thought, because with my data video, you know, I do a lot of you know, sci-fi stuff in it, you know, and I have like the alerts coming through and the sound effects, and I was like, okay, well, maybe I'm gonna, you know, I'll do that with Venom. But then I just started, you know, thinking more and more, and I'm like, you know, Venom doesn't really fit like that. I need to do something that's Venom, like symbiote, you know, just dark and brooding, and just and I just kind of went with it. And I, you know, I was working, and you know, just it started coming together, and I was seeing it come together, and I'm like, oh, I could do this too. And it, you know, I just started getting in this flow, and then boom, I thought I was gonna be done Friday. I got done Thursday, so
yeah, no, it looks great. Where'd you buy it from?
Overseas.
Yeah,
Hong Kong.
Do you want to name the buy?
Well, I got it. Well, this one I got from Pop. But I'll bounce around, so I don't have like a solid where I go. Like, for example, like I am getting my Marty from Pop, but he's having some like issues right now with the back, so it's gonna be like about a week or so.
Okay.
But ordinarily, no, yeah, I get most of my stuff from Pop, but it just depends if I really want the figure like right now.
Yeah, no, it's a really beautiful figure. When I saw the actual final product, I was amazed from the prototype, and this final product was.
And hey, that Carnage, even though it's going to be 2 years away, if they actually,
I really hope
it's soon. Hopefully, it's something they've got.
I really hope it's soon.
You know, trick up their sleeve.
But even if it's that far away, that's going to help. Especially, I think here in the U.S., will help that first
immensely.
Venom. Because honestly, I'm going to tell you guys, I don't think they're going to do a second Venom.
No,
at least not movie Venom. Now we talked. I know you talked about the game earlier.
Yeah.
If the Spider-Man figure, like for the second
the video game we're gonna get,
they're gonna do Venom
100%.
to go against them.
100%.
But I wish they would make. I hope for the game, because I would really like them. I don't need all the villains made. I just like, even can we get one villain per game or movie or something? I know
it's tough, man. Hot Toys doesn't do villains much,
and they don't.
And you know, villain or not, you know, Venom, I guess, is more anti-hero. Right now, he's kind of in that Lethal Protector story arc from the comics.
Though. Yeah. Do you guys have the Mysterio figure?
I ordered it,
but coming. I need to get him.
Mafia, that was actually exactly in relation to what my Goofy story was about.
I'm telling you. They don't make a lot of villains. You have to get this figure.
Yeah,
there's no.
I'm definitely picking them up. I've just been kind of in this. I've been so busy, and money's invested in other things right now, and it's like
makes sense.
You know, I'll definitely get them at some point, and I'd love to do a review on them. Like, definitely. I really want to. I got some cool ideas that I would do with them, but
well, I don't want to keep you guys too long here, but we're done with the figures. Now, I did say there's more, and what I mean by that, I'm talking about like the trailers for certain movies. I'm only talking about 2 movies here for tonight.
Which one?
And I'll show it to you on the screen up here. It's it's from Google. The Spider-Man trailer. And I don't know about you. Have you guys seen it or?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I think probably almost everybody did.
Yeah.
With the amount of views that thing had.
It blew up, right?
I think it made 305 million global wide under 24 hours.
It surpassed the Endgame trailer. I know that.
The Endgame trailer. So, what are your thoughts as far as Hot Toys and also the trailer too? I mean, we're gonna get a lot of figures from this film.
Yeah,
we're talking. I mean, it's pretty evident from the industry. We're gonna get Doc Ock. We're definitely gonna get a Doc Ock.
Well, keep in mind they showed that, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Keep in mind they showed that No Way Home Hot Toy already.
Yeah, the black.
We have no idea what the hell that's about.
Yeah,
the black suit, and it looks like he has like Doctor Strange stuff on him.
Yeah, so actually that suit is underneath the actual suit, because if you remember in Homecoming, there's a certain scene where Peter and Ned are actually there's a training program in the suit, and they're trying to diffuse that, and you can see underneath the suit is this black and gold. So that's where it's mainly coming from.
Maybe that's what it might be, but like as far as like on screen, like we haven't seen, like a full-fledged.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're doing, but they're we're getting at least 2 or 3 Spider-Mans from that movie, I'm sure.
100%.
And I only just mean Tom Holland.
Like 6 or 7.
Yeah,
so
don't forget about Andrew
Garfield
Garfield and Tobey Maguire.
Right? I don't know if they're in the movie. I think they're in the movie, but
if we get a now I'll just say for me, the only thing I'm gonna need is for Spider-Man's if they do if Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is in that.
Oh my god!
I'll get that one. Like I whatever my plans were to get like Miles Morales 2020 are gonna go like this.
Yeah. And speaking of actually Miles Morales, I don't know if you guys seen the shipment date. I've actually mentioned this in last stream's video last night on Aries. But there is a leaked shipment of the Miles Morales figure coming.
Is that the Into the Spider-Verse one?
Yeah, no. I'm talking about the video game version.
The PS4 series, like their first Miles, right? Just the classic.
Miles. Yeah, and
that's not the new 2026.
Yeah. Well, there's the Bodega one though, and that's the one I want to get, the one with the cat.
Oh, right.
Because it's the same suit, but he has extra accessories, and you can take off the jacket and everything.
Yeah, actually, Doc Smithsel says here that Iron Spider on screen is not Tom Holland, but doesn't look like Tom Holland. Oh, body doesn't look like Tom Holland.
I mean, the body doesn't look like it, but at the same time, this could just be CG. You know, I mean,
and they have done this before actually. Where actually the Far From Home, they used the Iron Spider for they used actually the actual regular suit, the red and blue suit, because of Endgame. Because nobody knew that if he's going to be alive or not. So they actually re-CGI'd the suit. So my guess is that I don't know if you guys seen those toy leaks a couple of months ago where they showed the actual red and black suit, but with these gold gauntlets and things like that. It's almost like the Iron Spider.
Well, I saw the Target stuff. I don't know if you guys saw the toys in Target.
Yeah, no, I saw it. Yeah,
but there's the Raimi suit.
That's fake. It was a fake one.
Was it fake?
Yeah, it was fake. It was like printed body on it. And
it's so confirmed.
It was a really good fake. I got to be honest. That was a really good fake.
Honestly, I'm not sure. They're keeping a tough. You know what? Here's the thing. Before the movie comes out, we're gonna get a second trailer, and I think that second trailer is gonna give us a little bit more of what we're all thinking to really get that hype up.
I really, to be honest with you, I really hope they don't show them. If they are,
I hope they don't either. I don't like trailers.
Right, and if that does happen, I might not watch the second trailer because I really want to be in the theaters.
I think this is all you need to see. This is all you need to see.
Yeah, this was all, and this was great because they don't really show much. They give you a little taste. You get some Doc there. You see the goblin grenades. You know.
Yeah.
That's all we need to see. You know, like.
And this is different. It's Alfred Molina Doc Ock, but this Doc Ock feels more like a classic Doc Ock.
Yeah, he does. And I think I think Hot Toys will release him to answer the question to chat. Like. I'm sure Hot Toys is going to put him out.
They will, because it's
Spider-Man. People are hunting down the third-party figure.
Oh, the third-party figure is really good.
Right. And, well, Hot Toys isn't stupid. They know that. And they know that people are trying to get the third-party figure. Yeah, they have been trying to get him before we even knew about this.
Spider-Man is their bread and butter.
Going to capitalize,
Spider-Man's their bread and butter. And there's no way they will go like, you know what? I don't feel like making the figure, so we're just going to skip.
Honestly, I want if they do William Dafoe Green Goblin. I prefer not to have the stupid funky face mask of the original.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want the mystery spoiled either. Yeah, I agree. Please. And that's what bothered me since I remember being 9 or 10 years old, and we had a trailer for Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Right. Oh, that's my favorite film. Yeah, that's really
good. Well, the trailer shows that Arnold is a good guy.
Right.
Like it completely ruins it. Like they cared not back then at all about it. You know what I mean? It's like the trailers back in the day were just like they were ruining every movie.
Yeah, exactly.
And they were long, like 4-minute trailers back then. Yeah. People they show you like the whole movie, and
Yeah.
Things like that. Like if I would have gone to see that movie thinking that he was a bad guy, you see what I mean? But they just totally give everything away, and you're like, come on.
If they had done that trailer where you see maybe some quick shots of the T-1000, you think like this time to make sure the job's good, they sent back 2 Terminators,
right,
like kill him or something.
Yeah,
but you know, it's interesting how we look at trailers and how in like Japan they look at them differently. I'm just thinking you guys might not, maybe more cagey might have been as when they like did. You remember when Dragon Ball Super Brawly, the Super movie for Dragon Ball was coming out?
I'm not huge in anime, so I know what Dragon Ball is, but I haven't heard of it.
Well, the big thing was for that movie is in Japan, a lot of times they'll show more spoilery stuff even than we'll show. Yeah. So they had like 2 weeks before the movie came out, and I watched it actually in movie theaters here in the United States. It was the first time I actually got to watch an anime movie in movie theaters.
Right.
And because it made a bunch of money relatively. It was like the second or third rated movie at the week it came out. But I remember the Japanese put it, and then they put it on for the US version. The big thing, they had a 34-second trailer showing Goku and Vegeta fusing into Gogeta, which was like basically, hey, here's the final guy who's going to fight to beat the bad guy. No,
right, you don't want to see that. You want to go, you know.
It's like literally they go, Gogeta enters the fight.
It's so hard, and it's harder even nowadays too. You got to think, because nowadays there's people that are, you know, doing how many Easter eggs you may have missed in this trailer, or people are having discussions or on trailers, and there's all this hype, and there's this social media everywhere that it's so hard because you can't, and you know, people are like, well, just don't get online or something. It's like you can't not. It's so unavoidable.
Yeah,
you open your phone up and you see stuff pop up. Say
exactly.
Hey,
because you could be on my friends list,
the trailer,
and they'll be like, you know, so and so liked this post, and you're like, and you just see it, and you're like, what?
Yeah,
like I didn't want to see that. Like, how did this even?
Yeah. Instagram has this feature where if you go to Instagram and they have like this search bar, and it has like what you searched and what's your favorite things. People post like scenes from the trailers, and that's bothersome because I'm like, I haven't seen the trailer, and I'm like, oh, that's a spoiler.
I mean, can you imagine just not even watching the Spider-Man trailer and not even knowing anybody? No one told you, no one showed you just this base trailer. So you know the movie's coming, and you want to go see it, but you have no idea what's going on.
No idea.
Because like, let's say they weren't all these rumors. Oh, these guys were seen on set. Blah blah blah. Like if you've never heard anything. And you get to go. That's
6 months in Antarctica.
That's how it was when we were younger. Other than, you know, seeing a brief trailer in the theater, you know, or like a small TV spot on the TV. Like you didn't really know. You know, we would go to like Blockbuster or something, just rent a movie. We're like, what is this? Whatever. Let's go watch it. And then you get, you know what I mean. And it's all fresh and new. You're going in with zero expectations. You don't know anything. I miss that stuff.
Yeah, I have a theater here in my town, and it's only one screen. And it's been great. I've been watching Marvel movies there. But for this film, I'm gonna watch it in IMAX. Like you have to experience this film in IMAX, and just dealing with that full screen, everybody there. It's gonna be like a rock concert. I'm telling you. Like I the way how I express my feelings towards being in a movie theater. It's like a rock concert when there's a certain scene happening. Like for instance, like Endgame, when Cap got that. The Mjolnir,
the hammer.
Everybody went.
That was a moment.
And I love that energy. Assemble. Like that energy, like,
that's a good example though. When we saw the first Endgame trailer that came out, they didn't really show us anything.
No, they didn't. And that
it was 2 minutes of just like small nothingness that just kind of like, ooh,
right.
All right, cool. I'm excited. What is this going to be?
And Marvel has been so great at that, but Sony not so much because now there's rumors about Andrew Garfield. I think it would have been really great if they really got their secret keeping.
Yeah.
Because, it's just.
Well, now we're hearing like, oh, there's going to be a Spider multiverse, and
Matt
Murdock, Venom will beat Spider-Man. It's like, why are you talking about this stuff
for years?
You know?
Though.
Yeah.
They've been talking about that for years.
Yeah, I know, but now they're like actually like saying this. Like it's like. come on, guys. Like, you don't have to analyze and every little. Just enjoy it.
Yeah,
For me, that's just my
Let's
opinion.
let us come see this movie and what happens first. And if we're like, oh my god, there's like 5,000 universes with different Spider-Mans, it's like that'll be awesome.
Well, it's very similar to and I don't want to get in a big tangent about it, but it's very similar to just social media in general. For example, if you and I are friends on Facebook and you're always posting things like, oh, maybe this is where you went out to eat, or maybe you went and did this. Like, I already know all this stuff, so why do I need to call you? Why do I need to catch up with you? Because I'm seeing like what you're doing. You know what I mean? So with that concept, I apply that to like movies and shows. I'm like, you guys are just ruining or showing me everything, or hinting at things where I'm like,
it's annoying.
Yeah, I'm not that interested. I want to be.
It really depends on the person, right? If they don't know much about Marvel, zero Marvel, I mean, you can really explain it. They won't even know. Like, if I say Tobey Maguire's in it, like, they'd be like, who's Tobey Maguire? Like, you can explain to people like what's gonna happen because they don't know. Like, I live with my aunt. I showed her some of the films that I like, and I have to explain to her what's going on in every single situation because she's not very fond of the Marvel universe. She knows nothing about it, like Marvel, Star Wars, and DC.
It's difficult with people like that too when you try to explain it, and for you, it's like. It's common knowledge. You're like, what? You don't know this? Like, so it's like it's hard with other people. So, and it's like an information overload to a lot of people.
But I like
explaining this and stories. Oh no, it's fun, and I love that too. But I have to I have to remind myself that there are people like you're saying that don't really know any of this.
Don't know anything, right? And I walked out of actually the Avengers Endgame movie, in the theater, and somebody goes like, "What was that thing that Cap was holding? That hammer?" And there are certain people that don't know these things. They don't know what Mjolnir is. They don't know what Stormbreaker is. So, I mean, it's okay, that people don't know certain things because we don't know everything, right? Majority of us, we don't know a lot. Like, oh, what issue Spider-Man is, this with Mysterio, or what's Mysterio's, suit, and things like this. We don't know like every single detail on Marvel. So it's okay, I'm fine. Like, I don't know, like, I love Marvel, I love Star Wars, I love DC, like I love those three franchises. And people think that, oh, you know everything. Well, no, I don't, because there's a lot of things happening in each franchise, and I just can't keep up with them. I love what they're bringing into the table with their movies and shows, but that doesn't mean I know everything. I know which lightsaber is this, what power is this.
I've sometimes been a little bit behind on stuff because I haven't watched every Marvel movie. Like, I didn't watch Doctor Strange because I'm not a big fan of the character.
Right, and that's fine. And people expect you, like, if you're a Marvel fan, you have to watch every single movie. You can be a Marvel fan and watch 2 movies or 1 movie. It really doesn't matter.
This kind of makes me bad because I didn't see Doctor Strange, but I watched Captain Marvel.
Oh, now
Captain Marvel. But I watched Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange is a really good film. I think you should watch it, Lane.
Yeah. When I get Disney Plus activated again, I'll watch it.
Right. I actually, Mafia, I know you're sort of, you're tempted to get that Mysterio. I actually have the Mysterio figure if I can just full screen mine.
Yeah. He looks
oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Like, I need him. I just, again, because villains, and Spider-Man, I have.
KG, do you have the batteries in to light up?
I do, but I don't want to take the helmet off because it's such a I'm too scared to do it sometimes because I feel like I'm going to break it. And I just don't want to do it just because of that. But the lights are great. It's bright. But the problem is, like everybody says, it only lasts for like under 15 minutes. So that's only one of the problems that people have with
Hot Toys. Fix it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll definitely be getting him, and I'm definitely going to keep the helmet on.
Oh, same here. There's no need for the head sculpt.
Right.
Because to me, I want Mysterio.
Yeah. This figure is photogenic. You can take photographers. I think people do that, these photographers that do these final products. I think a lot of those photographers enjoyed this figure so much because I've seen the final product. They're going nuts in some of those photos. And especially that guy that does the pictures that, it's more realistic. He does like the smoke and what's that photographer called?
Lael?
No.
I don't know the name, but I know who you're talking about.
The final product photo, the people that, the people that do those photos. But it's more realistic. He doesn't do, CGI background. It's more like in a realistic sort of atmosphere, if that makes sense. It's like smoke. I forgot what the photographer's name, but he does a really good job in doing that. I really like his photos. But out of figures from this film, how many do you think we're going to be getting from this film?
Oh God,
I mean, at least 6.
Yeah.
6, and those 6 are. If you don't mind.
Well, I think we're probably going to get a reissue of this Iron Spider.
Yep.
Yeah, that's possible.
We already know the black and gold
because he's out and he's kind of climbing in price. Hot Toys knows this. They already have a mold. They can reissue him.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think we'll do that. Like I said, we got the black and gold. We'll probably get another suit, and if there's other Spider-Men, we'll probably get at least one of them.
Yeah.
And then I don't know about these villains, but we're definitely going to get a villain. At least
100%.
At least one, no matter what.
I really want William Dafoe Green Goblin. But you know what would be awesome? What if he looks like comic Green Goblin?
That would be great.
I've heard of that. Yeah, I've heard of that. I honestly don't mind it, but I really prefer the nostalgic factor to it. I really hope they just do the regular Green Goblin from the Sam Raimi universe. But I've also heard that these are not really the characters from those timelines. I've heard these are different characters that actually
that's the thing. We just don't know yet until we can see the movie, you know.
This is long
and then once we see the movie,
like
you know, from start to end, then we can be like, oh yeah, they're making this. They're making this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, this movie's introducing so many characters. There's no way this movie's can be under 2 hours. This movie's going to be at least 2 hours and 50 minutes. At least 2 hours.
KG, as long as this does not turn out like Quicksilver, aka Bonner or Boner or whatever his name was.
Oh my god!
As long as this does not play out like that.
Yeah, like I really thought that they were gonna really bring the X-Men because I really love X-Men. And
now you guys, Kevin Feige said he's got a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
Before X-Men comes out.
Right.
And we're like year 3.5, 4 right now.
You know what I'd say to that? Joseph Stalin had 5-year plans. Those didn't work.
Yeah, I know, but here's the thing. So far, I've been my faith is still with Kevin Feige right now. He hasn't really let me down. There's been a couple duds, but overall, what he's accomplished is a very big thing.
Really, really great big thing.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I will say though is, KG, this is going a little bit back more with the trailers here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think the Spider-Man trailer, and I'm trying to think how to put this correctly, has perhaps not, I don't want to say killed, but may have neutered a little bit any enthusiasm there might be for the Eternals, since that's supposed to be coming out like, I don't know what, like 5 or 6 weeks beforehand. I mean, maybe you don't care because that was, of the movies, that was the least one I had. Because even I'm a comic collector, I know practically nothing about the Eternals.
I don't think it's going to take anything away from it.
No, I don't think so either, because Eternals is definitely it's a different Marvel film, and it looks really beautiful. Like
and it's just, you know, just think about it that way, man. Like people are starting to get back to the theaters, you know. And if you like watching movies and you like watching Marvel or any kind of thing, you know, when we were younger, it's like, or even not even that long ago, even like the younger generation would still be that way. Like you would go see movies kind of often. So I don't think it's going to be a situation where, you know, okay, Spider-Man's coming and it's going to take away, you know, the steam from these other movies. Like if we get 2, 3, 4 movies that we can go see in the theater, people are going to go see 2, 3, 4 movies in the theater. They like to go.
Right. Yeah, like I don't think it really hurts Eternals, because Eternals is a very different movie compared to Spider-Man, and I'm excited for it. I'm just not like Spider-Man level excited. You know what I mean? It's
well, I mean, it's Eternals versus Spider-Man. I mean, that's why I thought it was a little silly. I
know zero about Eternals, but Mafia, do you know anything about the Eternals?
I do, and it's interesting because they're going into a more cosmic side of the Marvel universe, which is what I like. The comics get really crazy. You gotta remember that stuff. A lot of the older comics, you know, 60s, 70s, 80s.
That's just the Celestials.
Yeah, we're having you see Celestials in the trailer. I mean, there's like,
in this thing, Ego was a Celestial.
Yeah. So this is all, and this is just another piece of the puzzle. So if nothing else, you'll want to watch it to, you know, see where we're going, because it's leading into some stuff and it's going to be pretty crazy, I think. And eventually, we are getting our X-Men.
How many figures are we going to get for Eternals?
I guess it depends on how well it does.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna do well because it's such a different film, and yes, it's dealing with, I think, 9 characters. So for Hot Toys to do 9 figures, I will be.
Yeah, it's not likely.
I don't think they will, because look at Cyborg. We finally got Cyborg, and how long has it been? 5 years.
Look, and if it does well, we'll get a few to round out, and then they're out. So like the other things later on, maybe we'll get another figure like Suicide Squad. You know, maybe we'll get another one.
We don't have Bad Batch yet. We don't have the rest of the Bad Batch figures. So
I was just about to mention that we haven't even seen Crosshair come up for pre-order.
Nope,
yet.
Nothing. So hopefully we start getting back to that Star Wars train where we're getting these Bad Batch figures, because I was planning on getting the figures. I just wanted to wait to see if we get the whole gang. Because I don't want to spend on something and go like, oh,
I don't know about Record.
Now what?
He's the only one I didn't think.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. You know, like, but Doc was saying here, hinting at the Heralds. That's what I'm waiting for. All right, let's bring in some Heralds. Let's bring in Galactus, the right Galactus, which is going to set up a Fantastic Four. Dude, right? I'm sorry?
He's a Celestial, right, Galactus?
Yeah, well, he's kind of his own guy, man.
I know he's a planet eater.
He is a planet eater, man. So Galactus is a really big bad.
Purple helmet dude you'll ever see.
I just don't know how they're gonna do him, but they're gonna do him. They're gonna do him right. I'm so excited. Fantastic
Four. Don't make him
X-Men.
a giant snot cloud, and we'll be good.
No, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. No.
I would be so surprised if we actually get a Galactus from one of these films, and I know 100% we're not going to get a Galactus figure because he's huge.
No,
he's big.
Yeah, he'd be too big. But I'm really excited for a proper Doctor Doom.
Oh my God, yes,
that would be cool.
Yes.
Doctor Doom.
Yeah, a legit, and I think they'll do it right. They have to have him and Reed Richards' storyline the right way, and I don't think they're going to mess up Fantastic Four.
No, I don't.
I really don't think so.
Hey, eventually, by the 4th or 5th time, they got to get it. Got to get it right eventually.
They have to.
Yeah.
You have to understand something too.
That is going to be the 5th Fantastic Four movie.
What are you talking about? I love the 2015 film. No,
well, here's the thing though. Like, you got to understand, if you didn't already know, Stan Lee was about to quit Marvel.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
And his wife was like, "Well, if you're going to bail out, do the story that you want to do before you leave."
That's
true.
Know? And he did.
And he did. Four. And that was his Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And that's a huge thing, and that's a lot of respect there, because that really kicked off this age, of comics at the time. And I just don't think they're gonna. No, I think Fantastic Four is gonna be like
the biggest top tier
quality Marvel movie.
I really wish that Stanley lived a little longer to see this film, the Fantastic Four, because that was basically his introduction to Marvel, the way he started it, and Spider-Man came along, and these other great heroes like Thor, Hulk. I mean, Fantastic
X-Men.
Four had to be X-Men as well. Yeah, that's another really great franchise as well. I really hope. I mean, I wish that he lived a little longer and got to experience his like the definitive Fantastic Four film.
KG, man, he got to live 91 years. That's long for a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, it was pretty long, but I know what you're saying. But it was good, and he got to see a lot of it come to fruition. So
he lived a long life, and it's sad that we don't get to see him in cameos in films. But our last main topic or movie that we're gonna do tonight is the we chatted about it earlier in the stream, but Venom, the new movie that's coming out. Are you guys hyped for this film? Even though with the runtime of an hour and 30 minutes?
No.
I'm not hyped. But again, like my opinion of Spider-Man and Venom and Carnage, I want to see it. I want to see it. But I'm more hyped about the figure than I am the movie.
Exactly. Like
you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. And I don't mind. Like, if I see a Spider-Man film and it flops, I don't really care, because I like the character of Spider-Man. I grew up with Spider-Man, and I would buy a figure from that film, even though the film, bombed. Like, it didn't do well. And if this film doesn't live to its expectations, I don't mind it. I don't care. At least we got to see Carnage in live action form.
Yep. Yeah,
this is the first reincarnation of Carnage, and I really wish that we went to the comic route where we got to see Cletus Cassidy and Eddie Brock in that cell, and then how he becomes Carnage.
Well, they kind of show him, and they visit him. He visits him in his cell.
They do.
And he gets
I know they pay a little homage to that, so that scene, but I really
it's going to be a little different.
It's going to be different. I understand. When it comes to Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's going to be different from the comic book, and Sony does their own different version of the characters. And I think it was tough for them at first because when they first did the first Venom movie, they didn't know how to introduce Venom because usually the way we introduced with Venom was Spider-Man. Spider-Man first got the symbiote, and then it went to Eddie Brock. At least that's how I know it, unless there's a different version of it.
No, yeah.
No.
Unless they had done like the ultimate version of Spider-Man, which it was an anti-cancer suit, but Peter Parker was still involved with it. Still,
no, you got to understand. So the black suit came from 1984 in Secret Wars,
and it was popular too. Yeah,
so that's where it came from.
Well, he was in
Spider-Man had
like
his suit when he was fighting in space,
and
then he came back.
Right, and
he got it off of him with the help of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering, how are they going to do the black suit Spider-Man now? Because since now Venom, Eddie has
it's very weird.
now. Unless if they do something like, he has like a bad relationship with him, they break up or something, and he leaves for a minute, and then he goes to Spider-Man and goes like, no, I don't like him anymore. So he goes back and then gets the symbiote, and he gets the symbol, he gets the webs. I only could see that happening. I don't see anything else. Because
that's why I don't see a spider logo. I just don't see it.
I don't know why people are holding off for that symbol.
Or
I don't understand. It's just
or maybe
Venom.
Or if like they did a figure like if you ran into an animated version during Into the Spider-Verse 2 or something.
Yeah, because you gotta understand Venom in the comics. He is a wall crawler.
Yeah,
he swings. He's Spider-Man. Because the symbiote suit was on Peter for 6 years, in real life, so then it goes over to Eddie Brock. That's why he was very, very Spider-Man-y,
Yeah.
Because he was with Peter for so long.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to see though is I would like to see if we see the Venom symbiote go back on Eddie Brock's girlfriend. Who was his wife/ex-wife? Yeah, when she became bride of Venom.
Yeah. Oh, really?
And well, in the first movie.
Oh,
that there was a time in a comic book where Brock sent a piece of the symbiote that merged with her. She became the female bride of Venom a couple of times. Unfortunately, in the comics, it didn't turn out too well for her because she developed PTSD, was terrified of the Venom symbiote. And she also got pregnant and had Brock's child. And then she saw Spider-Man during the storyline swinging by her apartment in the black suit. I'm
learning so much from you guys. You guys are
and then she went and jumped out a window and committed suicide.
I'm all comics. I still have my four issue tie-in run of the black suit before it's Venom. There's like a 4-issue tie-in.
Really?
Yeah, actually, if you want to read something that's cool, I don't know, KG or anybody in the chat knows Peter David, who did like Hulk for a long time and stuff, like a lot of the incarnations of Hulk, like Mr. Fix-It, the Gray Hulk, the Ultimate Hulk. Which
I wanted Mr. Fix-It. That's what I wanted in Avengers, but
who was the basis for Professor Hulk, except he was cool and not stupid. Sorry, anybody who liked the Professor Hulk version of Hulk. But he's been doing some miniseries called Symbiote Spider-Man, which is supposed to be 4 suits. They're just a series of miniseries, basically, with all kinds of weird happenings where Spider-Man gets caught in like an alternate dimension where he becomes the Sorcerer Supreme and is trained by Doctor Strange for a little bit and is dating Natasha Romanova, merged with the Black Cat. It's supposed to be when he's like involved with Black Cat before marrying Mary Jane. And it's really interesting because they hint at a little bit more, like, that the actual alien nature of the suit and stuff, but it's all kinds of weird, goofy stuff happening with him. Like he met and had his memory erased that he met Null, the god of all symbiotes, the King in Black.
Yeah, this is interesting. I'm learning this for the first time.
Well, they go really crazy too. Well, keep that in mind. Like when I grew up, Venom was there, right? So he came out in Amazing Spider-Man 300. And it was Venom for a long time, and then there was Carnage. And that's all you had. You Spider-Man, Venom, and Carnage, and then everything started getting crazy.
Yeah.
And you start getting the planet of the symbiotes, and then there's all these different symbiotes and stuff.
I actually have the Diamond Select figure. I don't know if you guys know about Diamond Select line. I actually have him on the wall, box sealed, the Carnage. And I'm looking for a Venom one, so I can tie them, because I already have the Spider-Man and the Carnage. And their boxes.
Yeah, those are like the 2010 maybe.
Yeah,
or 2009, somewhere around there.
Yeah, they're really great. I haven't opened it. I just love the mint condition.
To put into context how much of a symbiote fan I am, because I'm not most of the more recent stuff. I'm more Venom, Carnage, and the Life Foundation symbiotes, the original,
right? Yeah, the original stuff.
All the children of Venom, basically.
Yeah.
I'm reading a storyline right now called Extreme Carnage, which has like anti-venom.
Yeah,
I've heard of that.
Anti-venom's dope.
Yeah, I hate anti-venom.
Really?
Cool though, man.
Yeah, I hate anti-venom because, you know, it's hard to get invested in like certain types of characters who got their names from when action figures were made of them because they didn't have names for them. So then Marvel went, okay, that's their names. That's how like Scream, the first quote female symbiote, who's a red and yellow one you might have seen sometimes. She didn't get her name till an action figure was put out of her. And that's how they got all the names, like Riot got his name, and Agony and Lasher, and I think that's all of them. They were just the Life Foundation symbiotes before. I've been reading Extreme Carnage, which ties in with Carnage, who's dead again after he was God Carnage for a while during Absolute Carnage.
Wow.
That series has vomited such terrible art all over my face and has been really stupid, and this is why it's not good to get into Marvel Comics, because Marvel Comics likes to put stuff out like, so all the individual issues, it was like Extreme Carnage Alpha and there's Extreme Carnage Omega to end it. And then every issue is like Extreme Carnage Agony, Extreme Carnage Scream. So they're all individual names to be number ones. So they're doing that, but also in the left-hand corner, you know, where they have the name of it and stuff like classic comics do.
Yeah.
They say it's issue part 1 of 8, part 2 of 8, part 3 of 8. And I'm like, is even Marvel confused on how they're trying to get you to buy this? It's really weird. I am such a big fan, and this series has been utterly stupid beyond belief. Like, the only symbiotes I have ever really cared about were obviously the only ones that really matter in the greater context of things are Venom and Carnage. Like, those are the two who matter because they were the first two.
Right.
I
No, I really hope that we get an introduction for Scream and, you know, these other symbiotes.
I would like to see Brock's his girlfriend. I would like to see her become maybe like the movie version of Scream at some point if they do a third movie or something.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what happens, because Sony's holding on to all Spider-Man content.
Yeah.
So they're creating their MCU, you know, of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So and that includes Venom. That includes all the symbiotes. So, you know, who knows? Who knows what they're going to do, but they're not letting go of that license. So,
yeah. Do you guys think, because, you know, is it supposed to be, I think we're supposed to get Morbius next year, right? The living vampire.
I forgot that.
Yeah, that's still coming.
Yeah. Wow. Do you guys think we'll maybe see a Morbius figure?
I don't think so.
This is part of the Spider-Man
maybe
thingy.
I don't think
if we do, we'll just get him if they do.
Yeah, of course. If they're going to do this, it's going to be one of them. I don't think so. I think there's no demand for it yet until we see the movie. If the movie does well,
yeah, I would say I just since these are all connected, kind of, you know, because these are going to be. I mean, I don't know how Sony, because the deal, I guess, is supposed to be technically over after the next Avengers movie for Tom Holland and Spider-Man. I think isn't his contract up?
Yeah, but they always say that, and people renegotiate, and then there's a new contract.
Like a couple of years ago, they actually Marvel took the character of Spider-Man, and then they renegotiated. So now they're half and half now again. I think we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna get a Morbius, but then again, if the movie does well, there might be a market for it. But for this film, you know, if you thought the accessories for the Hot Toy Venom was great, this Carnage, it's gonna come with a lot of it.
And you know, he's lighter too, so I'm pretty sure he's coming with a flight stand.
Oh yeah, I think so too. And
you know,
I really think that this figure, I think, is going to do well in Hong Kong.
Oh yeah,
because
for sure.
Carnage and Venom and Spider-Man are like Spider-Man. They're
super big,
and I'm assuming I'm pretty sure that the villains for Spider-Man are pretty big there too.
Yeah, they are.
And they're iconic characters. Venom and Carnage are like the most iconic characters for Spider-Man villain, and they're top tier villains. And I'm so glad, even though if the movie doesn't do well or doesn't live to its expectations, at least we got a Carnage.
Yeah, we'll get the figures. You know, this like what I showed you earlier with this guy with his head that I just dropped.
Nice.
This is what I really want as a hot toy, though.
let me full screen you real quick.
Because he's got his other. He comes with the other head sculpt, and to me, this is what I need. I need this as a hot toy. I need a Peter Parker sculpt.
Oh my god! If they
this is what I
that Venom, if they did that happened in a Venom movie and people that Venom figure.
Yeah, that would launch.
That would be.
This is also what I want.
Be able to.
I want this kind of articulation in hot toys, man.
Yeah. If they did that, if they did Peter Parker like becoming Venom for a little bit or something like that, and getting even if
it's like they fight each other. And and the symbiote kind of gets on him for a little while,
and then
he somehow absorbs this powers or something weird, and then it goes back to Eddie, and then the spider comes on.
Yeah.
I could do that.
I think this film is going to do okay. I don't think it's going to be the best film ever made, like Shang-Chi.
I don't think it's going to make as much as the first Venom did. Just but that's
with COVID and everything, it's not going to make. But
I think expectations for what movies are going to make right now. Or for the companies, they need them to make money to a certain extent, but I think it's more to not try and avoid either losing money or try and break even right now. Yeah. So if they see that there's enough response to the movie, that'll still greenlight. Like, hey, if we didn't have all this other stuff going on, we can greenlight a third movie without being something where it might be a, sinkhole,
right,
or something.
And I guess the last question for tonight is that do you guys think if this movie does well, hypothetically, let's say if this movie does really, really well, do you guys think we're going to get a Shriek?
Maybe, but I think they're focusing on Carnage right now.
Yeah, Carnage.
I don't know,
Unless if it's something like if they have like a serious bond in the film that people really want them together, because from my understanding is that Shriek is really obsessed with Carnage.
She was his girlfriend.
Right, and
then he rewarded her by tearing her spine out.
Okay, now I did not know that. But it's going to be interesting. Until we see the movie and see how it turns out. I'm going to watch it Friday night when it comes out, and I'm sure you guys are going to be watching it as well on Friday night or Thursday night of its launching. Yes, Lane?
I have one thing just for Spider-Man. Going back to that,
go ahead.
We saw the bomb. Do you think it's possible? Because they didn't show us any flying around or anything of the Green Goblin. Do you think it's possible they could be tricking us and that could be Hobgoblin?
Could be.
It could
be. Or it could be Demi-Goblin.
I know Ned is supposed to be Hobgoblin.
That's currently who Shriek is, Demi-Goblin.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to do it. It's a goblin.
It's a demon goblin. But I just thought about that real quickly. Because that I was like, ooh, well, it's probably Green Goblin, but I was like, because I like Hobgoblin better than Green Goblin.
And I'm assuming that the story is what's it called? It's paying homage to the One More Day comic book, right? Is that true?
Oh God, let's not go back to that.
I've heard it's not that great. I've heard it's a very controversial line.
It may be getting retconned next week. Well, hey, they just retconned the last issue, the absolute worst story that Spider-Man ever had, which was Norman Osborn, the original Green Goblin, apparently at some point slept with Gwen Stacy. They made made twin babies, and then the twins, because of his goblin formula, could rapidly grow up, and we're trying to kill Spider-Man.
Wow,
that was since past.
Wow,
the only Spider-Man I want is Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah, they just retconned that, saying the soul of Harry Osborn, which is stuck in a machine, basically said, hey, I just kind of like mind controlled you guys and made you think that happened. Fortunately, my dad didn't actually do that. And Norman's like, nah, I don't think I did that. And I was like, sounds great.
Right. And JB Clint says, yes, it might be a different universe, right? Well, I think so.
You never know.
That's a great thing about
it. Might not
trailer.
be that these are like you were saying earlier. It might not be the Sam Raimi Doc Ock.
No,
just we have the actor, but
no,
because if the multiverse is created and or shattered now, because remember this is still kind of MCU-ish, so
yeah, it's half MCU, half Sony.
So it could be anything, and what better way to do than bring in the past actors the nostalgia factors there, and they can change things up because now we're dealing with multiple dimensions, like the game, like the stories of the Shattered Dimensions, Spider-Man, things like that. So I don't know, we're gonna have to see, guys.
That's a great thing for that trailer though, is we got to see stuff that got us hooked, but we still have zero. That's why I hope they don't do a second trailer, or if they do a second one, it's not much more than what we saw before.
If they do a second trailer, I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it
because we don't know what's going on. We're just like, oh my god!
Yep.
Now, of course, that's if you actually seen the Raimi movies, you know what's going on. Other than that, you're just going, who is that guy?
Yeah, when it comes to Sony, their marketing, it's really bad. They think that if we show like the main spoiler, people will come.
Well, remember that Sony's a Japanese company too. In Japan, they show spoilers a lot more for their movies. And
they do.
It doesn't really affect the audience really a lot.
Yeah.
So that could be part of when they're putting the final say. Like the executive put the final yay or nay on stuff.
But they should know that this film they cannot show like the action. If they're in it, if those
Japan they could, they may not care.
Show it. They can't because then that would just ruin the theater experience. Like I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to
it would. No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Yeah. This is a Spider because I did not see the first two actually in movie theaters. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was burnt out on Spider-Man honestly after the Garfield movies because the second Amazing Spider-Man made me kind of want to throw up at the end when I saw him. I'm like, it's finishing with him fighting the Rhino in a big robo.
Yeah, that was kind of its.
I was just like, that's how we're ending this movie.
And if you notice that the reason why the third Maguire movie failed was because they had 3 villains, and the way they took that and just pressed into a 2-hour and 30-minute movie.
And this film and the Green Goblin had no build up basically at all. Just I became a big green dude. Thin green dude.
Yeah, the main villain was Electro. And speaking of Electro is in this film as well. Jamie Foxx is Electro, and it's different. It's not the one from the what's it called, Mark Webb's movies. It seems like it's going to be a different iteration of Electro.
That's what's so great. We're excited for stuff. But we still don't know what the hell is going on. Now, as long as it doesn't last jet ass, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So
we'll just have to wait and see, guys. We can talk all night about this, but I know it's.
I actually have to get going. I was just about to say I gotta get running.
We hit the 3-hour mark. It's been so great, guys. We can talk all night long. And I want to thank everybody who came in earlier. Will Foxification, Optical, and all their.
They're still busy getting killed in Call of Duty.
And I also have.
I didn't say that.
And I also have SixScaleMafia's, Instagram and description for channels in the description below. You guys can check them out.
Definitely. Check it out.
Check out his Venom if you guys want to be tempted by that because this video was amazing on that.
Just go watch his thing and you'll be ordering too.
Right. If you don't want to buy them, you watch the review, you're going to want to buy them.
Yeah,
right?
I just wanted to thank Doc Smizzle, JB Collection, and other people that were on here, like Optical, 6K Reviews, and some other people that I can't mention because they're all the way up there. I'm gonna end the live stream, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming in.
I see a lot of familiar faces too.
Thank you very much. JB, will you be probably putting out some more content over the next couple months?
JB, if you're gonna put out some content, we miss you, man. It's been a while. Guys, I'm gonna end the live stream here. Thank you guys for coming on. I really appreciate it. So guys, see you.
Yep, definitely. And remember, I'll be on Friday too. We skipped this week, so because we got a lot of stuff going on. So
definitely love to come on and see what's up.
Yeah, you're more welcome. Pop on in.
I'll be on Geeking Out tomorrow night.
Great. Nice. That's great, man. I can't wait to see it. We'll see you guys next one. Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.
Yep. Everybody have a great weekend.
Take care. Bye.
Alrighty.